Welcome to Organic Conversations. I'm super excited to have Craig Casterella here, Nico Tornant, and Bella as a special guest. I'm just so inspired by your story, but I really, truly don't know much about your journey, your story. And, dude, I would love to hear from A to Z, everything you've been through that you would like to touch on. Dude, I'm open ears and open floor and would love to hear about it.
Thank you for the introduction, Austin. I really appreciate it. I've been following you for quite some time, and I really enjoy everything you're putting out into the world with health and wellness and the importance for young men to really lock in and focus on that. And so
thank you, bro.
Let me get into it real quick. But my name's Craig, and I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, diffuse large B cell, stage 2 bulky back on October 13th, 2023. Nonetheless, it was Friday the 13th, and that kind of rocked my world. Prior to cancer, I was just a regular guy. I was living in Maryland. I, am a managing director for my business, had a great career going, and I had a fiance at the time. A lot of things were moving in the right direction, and I got hit with this diagnosis, and it completely just disrupted my whole world.
Was there something that you went to the doctor and it was just random, or what happened there?
So prior to the actual diagnosis, I was dealing with a boatload of symptoms, anything from histamine releases. So I was dealing with hives, allergic reactions. I was dealing with eczema almost. I was dealing with lesions on my hand. Wow. Just weird things that were happening to me back in 2023 into 2024. And I didn't know what was happening, things that I've never had prior in my life. So I was actually in London in June of 2023, and I was with my fiance there. We were there for a wedding, and I ended up waking up one morning with a ringing in my left ear, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was actually a Q-tip stuck in my ear.
Wow.
It wasn't a Q-tip. There was nothing in my ear. My ear was actually clear, and the ringing kind of persisted even all the way until we got back to stateside.
Whoa.
So now we're in July. We go to Atlanta for a work trip. I get back, and I have an absolute crazy fever, night sweats. I look in my throat because my throat is just so inflamed. I could barely swallow, barely drink. I looked at my throat. My tonsil is literally blown up. Never seen that before, ever. And immediately went to urgent care. Urgent care tested me for COVID, strep, and a few other viruses, and it all came back negative.
Wow.
They told me to call the physician. I called the physician. They told me they couldn't get me until January. This is July right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I said absolutely not. I immediately got in with an ENT at Johns Hopkins, and that doctor kind of neglected me and misdiagnosed me with tonsil stones and told me basically just to saltwater gargle for the next 6 months.
Wow.
And if I had listened, I would have been probably stage 4.
Wow.
So I didn't end up listening to the first doctor. I ended up advocating for myself. I immediately started doing research on what was happening to me with all the side effects I was having. And I immediately came to the conclusion that I had cancer. And I kept telling my family and my friends that I think I have cancer. Wow. And people kept telling me that I was a hypochondriac.
Wow.
And maybe I was prior in my life. And maybe I understand why people were calling me a hypochondriac. Because I've done things in the past where I've gone to the hospital and there's absolutely nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
It's just
I've done that.
Yeah, I have a good self to mind-body connection. And when I feel something's off, I can feel it. And totally. I'm I need to figure out what this is because this isn't normal. And for me, that was a big, big thing of just trust. I couldn't trust anyone anymore because I felt like no one was listening to me.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, so that first doctor neglected me, misdiagnosed me, ended up getting in with another Johns Hopkins cancer specialist, head and neck doctor, and he basically just opened up my mouth, looked at it, and was like, "You're +1 tonsil." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Oh, +1 just means it's slightly more inflamed than your other tonsil. Do saltwater gargles for 6 months." This is the second doctor now. I'm like, "Are you serious? There's nothing wrong with me? I'm actually starting to think I'm crazy."
And you've had crazy wide range of symptoms still?
Yeah, still dealing with a wide range of symptoms. I'm still dealing with night sweats. I'm still dealing with histamine releases. I'm still dealing with the throat issue. My throat was still inflamed terribly bad. And the doctors were telling me like the tonsil could be inflamed for 6 months to a year, and it could take that long for the infection to go down. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
No.
It just does not sound right.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that. And yeah, third doctor came in. This is now August. He prescribes me prednisone and an antibiotic. And the prednisone is actually the first line of defense within lymphomas.
Okay, because it's a steroid, right?
Exactly. So the prednisone immediately ulcerated the tumor in my throat, which was a 4-centimeter tumor.
So it was a tumor then?
Yeah, it was a full tumor in my throat.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have pictures of it. It's pretty gross, but, you know, I think people should see that down the road and just understand what the symptoms could be for that. It's actually very rare that lymphoma spreads into the tonsil. So my case was very, very rare. It was obsolete almost. I guess it kind of threw doctors off.
Yeah.
That like that was the first symptom or one of the first symptoms that they saw.
Yeah. Bella, come here.
Yeah, I was going to say, is a tonsil infection very common with like, is that a major symptom of cancer?
No, it's not.
Right.
It is not a major symptom of cancer.
Right.
Even within lymphomas, like most people don't get like tonsil tumors, and that's just not a thing. So like the tonsil tumor actually ended up going into like my jaw slightly. So I actually had 2 surgeries. I did a surgery to kind of get like the back of the wisdom tooth out.
So wait, who was the doctor that diagnosed you like properly?
All right, so let's go back to that. The doctor that diagnosed me properly, so he gave me prednisone, the antibiotic, and within 3 days it ulcerated. I immediately took pictures of it.
What does that mean, ulcerated?
So it just kind of like it went from like a hard like tumor to just kind of like opened up, like soft hole, like it like ripped apart almost. Like,
did your symptoms get less?
Slightly. Like it was feeling better, but like I was still dealing with night sweats and other symptoms that like, you know, and as soon as like I took that picture of the ulceration of the tumor, it looked really gross. Like,
wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to look at that. And the doctor was like, we got to get you in for surgery. He's like, let's try to get you in for like December or January.
Wow.
I was like, brother, I love you, but like, I got to get in October. I have my busiest season coming up. I need to figure out if I'm like dying or not.
Wow.
And what I'm going to do next. And like, I got to figure out my plans for my business and, you know, where I'm going to be health wise.
So scary, dude.
So I got in October 4th, got a surgery done to remove both of my tonsils. I made that choice. I had doctors who shunned me for that choice because they, you know, they don't really remove tonsils anymore. I don't know if you guys know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they stopped
Why
removing
not?
because tonsils are actually a first line of defense for infections or illnesses, and they're deeply connected to our immune system.
Huh.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my family's had them removed.
Yeah. So like older adults, right? Like a lot of them have
like
their
an
tonsils
old-
removed, but like younger kids now, if you go to talk to doctors, they're not removing them anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you thought like having the tonsils removed, hopefully you'd be good to go.
I thought, well, with this tonsil looking the way it did.
And did you realize it was a tumor at the time or not?
I had a feeling it was a
Okay.
tumor, and I had a feeling I had disease, but
Yeah.
like everyone was telling me I'm going to be fine. The doctor who was performing the surgery on me, he was like, I'm not even worried about it. Like I've never seen cancer in the tonsil like that before.
Wow.
After the surgery, he ended up coming up to me and my fiance and was basically like, that was the worst tonsil I've ever seen. And there was so much stuff in it.
Wow.
Yeah. And he basically like scared me right then and there. And I knew something was wrong after the surgery and after what he told me. And then a week later on October 13th, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, diffuse large B-cell stage 2 bulky.
Wow. Dude.
And I got that call and I crumbled. I'm not even going to lie. I cried.
I bet.
I broke down. I thought my life was over. Didn't even know what to do. Didn't know where to go. I didn't know if I was going to move back home with my family in New York and start treatment up there and leave my business and,
right.
you know, whatnot. Like I was just completely went for a whirlwind on this and my life was thrown upside down. I didn't know where to begin.
Oh my God, dude. I couldn't imagine. So they took that lab diagnosis with the tonsil and tested it, and that's how they found
So
it?
yeah, they take that lab and they actually sent it out to a board of doctors that actually review it. and then they like actually test the percentage of cancerous cells within that lab.
Okay.
And then they can get an idea of how serious it is. They can't really diagnose your stage on a lab basis. They can just tell you how many cancerous cells are there present and if it's high or low. Obviously, if it's high, that's worse, and you know that's going to be worse. Like, I knew I had a very aggressive form of cancer as soon as the lab came back because of the type, but I didn't know the stage, so I had to wait to go get a PET scan after choosing my oncologist. And then the PET scan is what actually showed the diagnosis fully and like gave me my stage rating.
So the certain stages, is that how much of it's affected in the body? Like,
That's how much it's actually spreading.
okay.
Was it anywhere else besides the tonsil?
So I had a 11.3 centimeter tumor in my chest,
Damn.
Okay.
like directly behind my sternum. And that was actually hurting me for breathing and all of that, which I'm shocked by because I was vaping at the time. So I was vaping all the way up until about August, until my symptoms started, and then I immediately threw out the vape.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like, I didn't even feel any symptoms prior to, say, August. That would like have been like a signal
warning.
or something, like, say, hey, like, stop vaping, or like go get your chest checked out. Like, I didn't have any of that. And I mean, I wasn't doing crazy cardio like I am now. And the weightlifting and all that, that was only 2 to 3 days a week.
Right.
So I don't think I was doing enough to really like feel what was happening inside there at that point.
Wow, dude. How scary, man. I mean, I really couldn't imagine, dude. Just being at like your wit's end, like, I have no idea if I'm going to live till 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. It's
fuck, bro.
Yeah, like, you have no idea. Like, I got a 50% survival given to me over 5 years. Wow. And my case, like, I was scared, but like, I saw a lot of other cancer patients that I found through social media who were going through similar diagnosis or similar illnesses, and they were so inspirational on their journeys that like, that's what picked me up to like figure out what I need to do to get better. And their journeys helped me get to where I need to be. So like, everyone that I met on social media who helped guide me or kind of like mentored me, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And, you know, there is a lot of good within social media, and I think young people kind of use it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
But if you can find the good in it, and you can find how to use it for educational purposes, research purposes, reaching out to others to gain knowledge or insight, you can learn a lot.
Dude, that's amazing. That brings me to a story about my little brother who has dealt with a lot of seizures, and he had to get brain surgery, and he had to get, it was crazy, twice pretty much. And he pretty much thought he wasn't going to make it and didn't have any inspiration or hope. And there was this younger kid next to him, like, staying in the hospital next to him for a couple weeks. And pretty much he has never had the ability to use his legs. He's been in a wheelchair like all his life. And he was like excited and stoked about life. And just like, his life expectancy was like another like 2 years. And he had like such a positive mindset. And that like spread to Nate, and like Nate was like, why am I like down on myself right now when I could like look at this kid, like he's, you know, it's his track record is not doing too hot. Like why am I looking down on myself? And same thing, did that like brought his spirit up tremendously and probably gave him the will to live at that point.
I love that, honestly. And I mean, for me, another big thing was faith, and really like I had a fiance at the time. I didn't have family or friends with me on my journey through treatment and whatnot. I decided to stay in Maryland and, you know, continue working and really trying to make sure that like I stayed active. I started riding the bike. I started making sure that I'm eating healthy. I started using a sauna in my house. I started doing all these things that like I wasn't doing prior, and completely like changed the lifestyle. But I was alone, essentially, and my significant other, she's amazing. I still talk to her. I've forgiven her through God, and she's a great person to have in my life, and she supported me. But, you know, like, I think that was a big thing that scared her, and I don't blame her.
Yeah.
But, you know, you need to find something else outside of family and friends to rely on, especially when you're going through like an illness or disease of any sort. You cannot be doing this alone, and you need to have faith, and you need to have hope.
Yeah, that's huge, man. I mean,
Completely.
Same with my brother, dude. He was Christian before, but he is very much like that's all he had was to lean on God and Jesus, and like that was his everything that got him through the deepest part of his life. And recently, like not near as traumatic, but having a harsh breakup has led me to having a more spiritual journey, because I was pushed into church when I was younger, and I was like, I don't like this too much. And now I've kind of started to walk with that journey, that faith again, and it feels really good. And to have that like belief in a higher power, and that there is more out there. And yeah, it feels really good. It's, comparison is tough, but I feel you on that.
It's actually not tough comparison wise, because when I was younger and I was in elementary to middle school, I was very faith-based. I grew up Catholic. I was going to religion every Wednesday. I got baptized. I got confirmed. And, I got away from God and Catholicism probably around 8th grade, 9th grade, because of things that were happening in my life with family members and addiction, family members and trauma, just things that like weren't happening to other kids or other families that like, I'm like, why is this happening to me? I ended up becoming angry at the world, and, just became that angry teenager within high school, got away from God, became atheist, said God isn't real. And going into college, I kind of started to flip that mentality back, where I started to have a little bit of faith again. And I didn't like dive into the Bible or anything yet, but I was sort of a believer.
Okay.
Coming out of college and the partying and the drinking, I was still doing that a little bit, but I was starting to see how Jesus was coming into my life in certain ways, or sending signals. And it started to really like pick up probably around like 2018, 2019, when I was like, okay, I'm a believer again. And then 2023 was the diagnosis, and that just spearheaded me to get back with him and get back into the Bible. I mean, I just asked Forrest Frank the other day, like, what would you tell young guys,
saw that,
about getting into faith if they're dealing with adversity? They don't need to go to church every Sunday. Like, a lot of people think like you have to go to church, you have to like do these things, you have to go to class for it. It's like, just start reading the Bible and start understanding the Bible. There's no faults in it. The 10 Commandments, if everyone just followed the 10 Commandments, we would be such a better world.
That's for sure.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah, man.
Sure. And everyone has their own interpretation of the Bible as well. So, like, I think it's good to get it straight from the source instead of getting it through a bunch of, it's great to hear it through priests and or preachers and things like that, but I think it's also good to have a connection straight from the source, So,
yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, reading the Bible.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like important.
Yeah, watch
people
YouTube.
overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it has to be this way or nothing.
Or nothing.
Or the highway, forget about it. Yeah. I mean, dude, we'll do YouTube video, like sermons of my little brother's church, because his pastor's a dope motherfucker. He looks like he was in a Harley Davidson gang. He's like all tatted up, yoked, like hella country, it's super cool, honestly. Yeah. Pastor Joby Martin. But yeah, man, I like really vibe with him a lot, just because I've always thought of like Christianity as like a soft, almost all religions, like, oh, you're soft, you're a pushover, blah, blah, like you got to have this to like be strong. But I've obviously changed my perspective tremendously, but it really helped me see like, oh, this masculine leader as a preacher, and then to hear him like be like, oh, I have beer sometimes, and I, love hunting and fishing, and I'm like, damn, I vibe with that. Okay, cool.
Vibe with that, right? Like,
so, yeah, and then, yeah, dude, like...
See, I love that, though. Like, he came out very authentic, honest, and, like, there's a lot of things that, like, Christians are doing right now on social media that they're trying to, like, put out there, but they're doing things that, like, God probably wouldn't approve of, right? Like, I mean, if we really want to get
like
technical with it.
Like, what have you seen?
Like, just in general, like, like Togi getting baptized by Bryce Crawford. I mean, like, let's see if it actually works out. Let's see where it goes from there. But I hope he does follow his faith and like really tries to lock in and like promote positivity within young guys and do the right thing for people who are dealing with adversity in life, because there's a lot of young guys who are hurting out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, shit. I don't know if you'd claim me as young, I would, but I was hurting for a while and still randomly sometimes do. But yeah, man, I feel like some people use either like baptizing or just posting on social media about their religion just to like be like, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
Type of deal,
Look at me, like, I'm baptized.
Better than or whatever. Yeah.
Better than what I was just 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah. Still doing the same thing.
Still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm baptized though.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, no hate there, but I see a little bit behind the scenes of that too. So yeah. But dude, you don't sorry to like detract from your journey, but yeah, it's just like, everyone can have their different walks and journeys, and I really appreciate that. So it's really cool.
And the big thing here for people to understand is that you don't need to be like you don't need to be an authoritarian when it comes to diet, health, exercise. You can do things in moderation. And I think people get lost in the technical terms when a lot of us are speaking about health and wellness and diseases and illnesses. I mean, we talk about seed oils, right? A lot. Seed oils are inherently bad, but then there's a lot of, health and wellness influencers that are promoting this. And a lot of young people are consuming seed oils at restaurants. They are consuming seed oils at home. They don't understand how it's actually affecting them. I mean, if we look at Jacob Foods, nothing against him at all. The guy is very healthy. He promotes seed oils. I don't think it's a bad thing, but for example, I commented on one of his, posts, and I basically told him the reasonings as to why I wouldn't, consume seed oils, why I wouldn't wear cologne, why I wouldn't put certain products on me. And he told me I should be staying away as a cancer patient. And I think it's funny that we kind of draw this line between patient and not a patient, and what they can consume and what we can't consume.
Right.
Why should I stay away from it
and you should do it?
And you should do it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Who's to say, that guy's not going to be a patient in a year?
Exactly.
And if you do that, you're not helping your cause.
Oh.
So.
And isn't it all about preventative maintenance?
It's all about preventative maintenance. And that's what we're trying to get at here, is that like we all can't live toxin free. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Especially
in America.
Especially in America.
They're cooking us
especially here, you go on a quick walk in the park and you're getting fertilizered out on your feet.
You're getting blasted with aluminum and barium and all that. Yeah.
I mean, just the golf courses alone.
Oh man. Dude. Yeah. The water.
The Parkinson's. Research behind Parkinson's and the data that's coming out on that is absolutely insane. Right.
I mean,
from the air, breathing it in.
Yeah.
Breathing it in.
For years. Yeah.
You got to think about runoff and all that.
I used to grow up near a golf course. I was kind of a little bit set back, but we grew up somewhat near a golf course. And I'm just thinking, like, thank God now.
Thank God, yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously, I mean, there's a lot of things that are, I guess, a lot of multiple variables that are affecting people right now in their life.
Oh, dude, we're getting hit from all angles.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Food, water, air. Those are the core three, but
those are the core three.
And the water's a big one. A lot of people are on the basic. Some people are on well water, like the old neighborhoods.
And sometimes that's better.
I was just going to say, which is actually great and is a blessing, but 90% I would say isn't, and they're just getting tons of toxins in the tap water.
Yeah. The importance of having a reverse osmosis filter.
Yep. Yeah. Big time. I mean, it's cutting out all the bad stuff. Sure, it's cutting out a little bit of the good stuff, or as far as like, magnesium, potassium, all that, but then you re-add it back into the water with trace minerals or electrolytes or salt. Or whatever.
Yeah, you guys are bringing me to my next point. So, like, going through treatment.
We haven't really even finished yours. Yeah. Sorry.
Going through treatment. I mean, you just brought me to my next point here, though. I think it's funny. We're talking about water and the importance of quality water. While going through treatment, I did 9 rounds of chemotherapy 3 rounds of spinal tap treatments for methotrexate, which is basically preventative to make sure that nothing gets into the brain-blood barrier. So that was interesting. Never done a spinal tap before. I will be honest, they are painful, but it's weird. It's a weird type of pain that I've never felt before.
Bro, like,
What is it? Are they actually poking into your spine?
Yeah, so they're using a long needle, probably around maybe 12 to 14 inches, I think it is. Yeah, it's pretty long. And that's getting put right into your back, and they're trying to get right to the spinal fluid that goes right to the brain, because your spine goes right to the brain.
Right.
And it's a clear fluid, basically. It doesn't come out red. It literally comes out clear. And
they're sucking it out.
They're sucking it out, and then they're also putting methotrexate in, because they're testing it for cancerous cells, and then they're putting in the methotrexate, which helps kill any like minuscule cells in that brain-blood barrier.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy that they have that technology.
They do have that technology, but I had a fellow, my first one, and she missed, and the blood started like spitting out of me. So if they gotta get it on the money.
Oh my goodness! And I would imagine you could get pretty hurt.
You could. If they hit like a nerve or something, you could get paralyzed. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of risk with the spinal tap. A lot of risk with the spinal tap.
That's nerve-wracking.
Wow, bro.
So yeah, I did all of that, and while going through treatment, I noticed something very interesting. They are giving out Dr. Pepper's, sodas.
Isn't that crazy?
Just processed bag foods, all these things. And I swear, I maybe had one ginger ale my entire time throughout treatment, because I just, like, you get a metallic taste in your mouth, like, things that aren't really, like, you know,
real.
Yeah, real. Like, it's very foreign waters once you start getting in the chemo. It's like your body just starts doing things that you're like, I never even knew my body could do that. And like my metal taste in my mouth, I just needed like to get ginger ale in.
Yeah.
It did not make me feel better at all. But I think this is just another realization that I've come to about how standard treatment in America is operating. And we're not really like optimizing health to what it can be. We are not. We are not taking advantage of everything that we have tool-wise to make people better.
Not at all, dude. I mean,
not at all.
A lot of the hospitals used to be like out in like the sun and all that, and dude, now they're under like bright fluorescent lights, the crap food and sodas and all that. You go to a vending machine if you're maybe a family of the patient, and it's all ultra processed snacks and sodas, and it's just like
that should be the biggest thing at hospitals is like
real food,
really good food, really good water.
Nico, you
the absolute basics to life.
Absolutely,
like really great fruits, veggies, meats.
We shouldn't even have
carbs,
to question that.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't even be a question. And it's not like it's expensive to get some produce in there.
And however much it costs to be there for the period you're there, to have the better food, it's not going to make or break it's already going to be an expensive time. You know what I mean? Having it be a little better food or a lot better food, it's not going to make the cost that much more.
I can tell you right now, if you're in America and you don't have insurance, and you get like a serious illness like cancer or some sort of autoimmune disease, you're in deep waters. I mean, every single one of my sessions was $25,000.
Wow.
For a round of chemo.
Cow.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Honestly, on that, dude, it's so crazy. It's so messed up. The system like has us by the nuts.
They got us, and you just nailed it on the head again. We are entrapping young people to the system. Everyone's clapping about the 5-year survival rate and cancer patients living longer on treatment, but no one's talking about the elephant in the room, and that's the incidence rate.
Right.
And if you look
at occurrence.
If you look at the data from 2005, young adults are spiking with cancer of all kinds, and not a single doctor that I've asked can truly give me an actual answer, besides a few, like Dr. Keneally. My doctor knows what it is. I'm not going to get into the details of it because I love my doctor to death. I don't want to bring her into this. But Dr. Keneally, she talks about this openly all the time, and she nails it. And it's true. Like, we are failing on a lot of forefronts.
Oh, majorly, dude. I mean, yeah, just look at the health of our country. It's like every other American is obese. Like 52% of Americans are obese. Not like overweight. Obese.
Yeah.
That's not fucking good, dude.
Not good at all.
Horrible, bro. Yeah, and then, dude, I mean, they're 100% relying on the system, the medical system.
In regards to your guys' family, did you guys grow up like optimizing health and wellness between your family?
I would say we had wholesome meals. Like my mom would cook, like, you know, some veggies, some meats, some carbs and stuff like that. But it wasn't necessarily sourced that great. Like the sourcing was very shoddy. Like I don't know, the options weren't really there. And then on top of that, the way my mom shops and shopped back then especially was a little bit more frugal. So, but yeah, they're like in Florida where I grew up 20 years ago, dude, the health options so limited.
Yeah.
So we did what we could, but I mean, it was definitely better.
You grew up in Jacksonville, right?
I grew up in Tampa area.
Tampa area.
Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're Jacksonville.
East Jacksonville. But yeah, I mean, it definitely could have been way worse. But
Yeah, I grew up pretty decent. Like my dad was a head personal trainer at a private country club, so he like cooked all the meals and stuff. I never had like McDonald's or anything like that. We didn't have any soda.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. But then I moved in with my mom freshman year of high school, and she was kind of the opposite. She was like the microwave queen, and like always, always like,
There we go.
you know, the freezer stuff, and like, she moved to Georgia in my like junior or senior year of high school, so like I kind of had to fend for myself in the kitchen, and I didn't know really how to cook. So dude, I had like peanut butter Nutella sandwiches on repeat, like just peanut butter Nutella, honey, boom, slap it together. Yeah, crazy.
What was your mom's
Inhaling peanut butter
what was your
Nutella.
mom's occupation at the time?
She was going in between jobs, but I think at that time she was her and my stepdad had like a land surveying business, so she kind of worked from home and stuff. But unfortunately, she hasn't prioritized a lot of her nutrition, and she's gotten better. But she's still not there eating cookies for breakfast and shit, and just like, yeah, it's just, yeah.
I would say my mother's doing the same. I try to talk her out of it, but
it's so
it's
tough,
that older
dude.
gen.
it's the older gen.
So
They're tough.
They're
Yeah.
just not, I don't know, their bodies, their immune systems are like oxes. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
can just eat the Oreos and keep going.
Yeah, the
you know?
Oreos, the Wonder Bread, all
insane.
of it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just, I'm just like, Mom, you now have the money and the resources, like, please, like, eat better, like, for your longevity, for your grandkids' sake, you know, future grandkids and stuff. And just like her mom, so my grandma, like, passed away from cancer and stuff. And just like, it's just like,
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, man. And it was just like, come on, Mom, like, if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will, you know? And that's a good point, is like, usually people don't change until they're faced with some real hard facts.
I would have to agree with that as someone who didn't change until the diagnosis happened. And I'll be honest, I probably should have changed a very long time ago, being a firefighter for 8 years and seeing what I saw, especially within young people who maybe, you know, were DOA upon like getting to that scene, and it didn't change me. And
Damn.
I don't want to say that like I was cold to it, but it wasn't me that was impacted. So I didn't actually, I felt invincible at the time. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. And I think we as men, we sometimes feel invincible.
Especially in our
Totally.
20s, bro.
Yeah, in our
Yeah.
20s, we feel
Young men.
invincible. Like we feel so strong. We feel like we're on top of the world.
Nothing's going to happen to us.
Nothing's going to happen to us.
Yep.
Not me.
Yep. That's exactly how I felt too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a risky place to be, because your 20s really set up the rest of your life, I feel like. You can get it together in your 30s and 40s, 70s, whatever. But like, dude, if you're not working out, eating well, blah, blah, in your 20s, it's going to be real hard for you to reverse those habits over time.
Very hard.
Yeah.
The damage is done in a way.
What about you, Nico? What were you growing up eating? And
I mean, semi-good, yeah, I would say good foods.
good foods?
But definitely in college, like, just a little all over the place. I would do a lot of smoothies to supplement fruit.
Okay.
A lot of Smoothie King.
Oh,
At
Smoothie
the
Cake.
UCF
Shout out
gym.
Smoothie Cake, bro.
Yeah,
Where were you going-
Smoothie
where were you going to
King, come on,
college?
UCF
Nice.
in Orlando. That was pretty fire.
I bet, dude.
So I'd be
I
on my
miss smoothies.
skateboard and I'd swing by, grab a
Nice,
quick
dude.
Smoothie King, maybe the huge one.
In college, were you like drinking and partying?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
What about you?
Probably
Austin?
like 3, yeah. Not 2, I mean 2-3 days a week.
In the Marine Corps, I was a little bit because I went right when I was 17 and I joined, and I was drinking a little bit, couldn't do anything else. But even then, when I was in the Marine Corps and then after, I didn't drink heavily. Like I've only gotten like thrashed out of my fucking mind probably like maybe 10 times in my life, maybe. But
Dude, you are locked in.
well, no,
Yeah,
not all the
that's pretty
time.
locked
You're
in.
pretty locked
But
in.
I just like, bro, I hate hangovers, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Dude.
I've gotten
Me too. I don't know why I did it.
like my first
Same
time
here, Nico.
or like
I used to do it.
my first 2 times getting very drunk when I was 15, 16 years old. I had extreme hangovers and I was just like, oh, this is horrible. I did not want to like, continue to do that. So
Also just spin outs like at 2-3 a.m.
dude, yeah, you
where
have
can't
like
go to
one
sleep.
leg on the floor and you're like
Yeah.
trying to like ground
Right.
yourself because everything's spinning. You're like,
and like
this is horrible.
You can't even go to sleep.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You have
The
to
heart's
ride that
racing.
spin out
It's horrible.
until like 6 a.m.
Dude, alcohol is it's a hell of it's a spirit. It's a negative.
Dude, it's got you. When it's got you, it's got you.
It's a serious desire that people struggle to
Yeah,
discipline themselves on.
You can tell right away
it's a drug.
when
Yeah.
some people have the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just turn into that little extra energy.
It's like not them.
And then you can tell like they need to keep fueling that.
Yeah. You can
And they
it's
don't have control.
I think it's more of a coping mechanism as well.
True.
I mean, at least for me, like I hated drugs and alcohol growing up because of my sister dealing with, drugs and addiction. And, I don't know why I got into it. It was probably because I was trying to fit in, but I also think it was a coping mechanism for me. It was taking me away from, everything that was happening in my life. I was trying to fill that void with something, and I thought drinking and smoking would have,
Yeah.
been the way, I guess, to like kind of like not think about what was happening there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've done that with sex, honestly, with women, to be honest. So
Fair.
just like numbing out or not wanting to like feel certain things or just like I don't know, not wanting to be lonely or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But yeah, I never like got into drinking heavy. I also when I got out of the military and was starting to go to school, I was bartending. So I like physically got to see like alcoholics on one side of the bar, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
I'll take your money, but I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
And then I also see my coworkers make $100 to $300 cash and go on the other side of the bar and spend half of that, just in like for 2 hours that they're not going to remember or like pee it out. I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, that's a waste.
So yeah, I'm lucky. I kind of got to see that in a more calculated way.
I think about it now, like how much money I like wasted on like partying and whatnot and
Yeah.
drinking.
Right.
And I'm like,
It's expensive to go out as an adult. Like in college, you can do cheap partying.
Yeah.
Whatever, $5 cover and $2 beers or whatever. But dude, when you go out nowadays, it's like $20-$30
Oh,
a drink.
yeah.
oh, easily, yeah.
And if you bring a girl or whatever and you buy drinks for two, I mean, just
It's
on
$100.
drinks alone, it could be a couple of $100.
The dinner's
You know?
$200 itself
Oh,
outside
yeah,
of the
dude.
drinks.
And then if you each have 3 drinks, forget
Yeah.
about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
So,
I think
and then everyone's like, "Oh, I don't want to take a vacation. I don't have any money," or I don't want to buy
Now
that.
they're hurting their mental health.
I don't want to buy that road bike or that mountain bike because I don't have any money. But you spent it in the last year at the bar. You just didn't realize it.
You
know what I
you
mean?
nailed that.
That's
on
it.
You nailed it there.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of people our age who are saving up to wanna like buy a really nice home and do a lot of things when they're older. But I'm like, how are you going to do those things when you're older, and how are you going to enjoy that money when your body's not going to be able to hold up?
Yeah.
Dude, that's my whole thing is like
If your health isn't there, then what's the point?
yeah, that's my whole thing is like I'm living healthy now so that when I'm 80 years old, I'm still surfing with y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See,
Like,
and that's what it's all about. Like, health is wealth. Elon Musk just came out today and posted a tweet saying whoever said money doesn't make you happy was so right.
dude, a lot of the people with extreme amount of money are just so far gone out of reality that it, like their endorphins are cooked. Like nothing will make them happy anymore.
They're just chasing.
Yeah, they're chasing.
And
it's-
he has so much on his plate that he's probably in an anxiety-ridden, overwhelmed state, like
couldn't imagine.
2/3 of the time of his day.
I believe
or
that,
more.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Couldn't imagine, dude. I wouldn't want it. It's like if someone offered me $10 million to go live in LA, I'd say I'm good. I'm gonna be right here.
No.
It's not worth it. It's not worth my mental health. I made a post yesterday about quality of life. Like, like look at all the fun things I'm doing, surfing and all that, and I'm paying 2-3 times more, and y'all bitch about like, oh, like California, it's so expensive. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm surfing right now, in a bathing suit.
Maybe we go get the best of all worlds.
Quality
right
of
in my
life,
backyard.
Dude. Yeah, quality of life is everything, man. It really is. Like, dude, we don't know when we get to leave this earth. Like, might as well like enjoy it and have fun. 100%. And enjoying it doesn't mean getting blasted or smoking your face off or fucking all the women. It's like enjoying it with like the small little things, like good coffee, good conversation with friends, maybe a little smoke with friends, and playing with your dog, whatever, like going to have fun with your friends, like making memories, like not, vaping yourself to sleep or whatever. So
yeah, like having that good balanced lifestyle, because you still got to obviously, earn income to keep the lifestyle going. But remember, just don't be a little pack rat and stack it all away and then wake up in 20 years when your body doesn't work and then try to get into it.
Yeah, where'd life go?
Like make some money, have that part of your life, but then also have your physical goals, your dreams of, sports, hobbies, and pursue it along the way. Don't put it on the back burner just to make a bunch of money, because guess what? In 20 years, you're not going to be as good at that hobby, and you're not going to have the ability to learn it.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Nearly as good.
I grew up skating, snowboarding, playing 3 sports. I was doing wrestling, baseball, football, and I loved football and baseball were my favorites. But coming out of that and jumping into the real world, it was like, okay, now the cardio's down and whatnot, and I did a lot of weightlifting all the way up until the diagnosis, but I did not do the things that I was doing when I was younger, like skating, snowboarding. Snowboarding I slowed down on big time just because, I was traveling, whatnot. And then, life happens, right? Work, career-wise, things just get in the way. So, I was losing out on those activities that made me happy, that made me feel young. And after going through treatment, that was, the perspective change too for me to really hone in on cardiovascular health, VO2, making sure that my endurance and I'm turning into an engine. Dove in the running. I hated running growing up. I remember the gym coaches and my football coaches, they'd be like, all right, guys, we're going to run a mile today, or we're going to
used to sound so crazy.
So crazy.
Now a mile is like a warm up at the gym for me, bro.
Yeah, I remember I would walk it.
Chill. It's chill.
Yeah. I would walk it and be like, I'm not running this.
Yeah, right. I feel that.
Yeah, I'm not listening to this guy right now. I'm not prepared to go run a mile in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I just finished eating a tub of Oreos.
Well, now running's cool,
Now running's cool, right? So coming out of it and being in the hospital bed and staring out the window, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I'm drinking, I'm doing these things, I'm staying up late at night, I'm playing video games, I'm missing out on actual life and things that fulfill me. I realized I wasn't fulfilled hanging out with people that just want to drink and do that and not
same here.
Talk about other things outside of it. And that to me,
or have aspirations.
Yeah, or have aspirations. Or
at
goals.
least having goals. It's fine to, for me, if you party occasionally, but you have incredible work ethic in your job, and you also are pursuing dreams and goals of hobbies, and then along the way you celebrate some of those wins with some light partying.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
See, and I agree with you 100%, Nico. But I think a lot of people are chasing they're chasing the career goal.
True. Yeah, that's
and
true.
And they use the career as the excuse, right? They're chasing the career to grow, and I'm working too many hours from 8 to 5. I can't go to the gym. I got to get home. I've got to make dinner. And I'm not necessarily talking about families or single mothers right here. I'm talking about young people who are single, or maybe they're, dating, but you have the ability, you have the free time to take care of yourself. That is not an excuse.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now is the time for sure, especially as a young man or woman. Yeah, big time. And yeah, career goals, it's that's That's cool and all, but you gotta have something outside of that too.
You gotta
Career can be
have goals
everything.
outside of it.
Yeah. Career can be everything.
I would say, big thing I realize with endurance sports and endurance races is that it sets you up to kind of like premeditate and plan ahead. And you have to come up with a training guideline. You have to think about it differently. You have to think about all the challenges you have to go through. You have to suffer.
That's cool.
Right? Like there's a lot of humps within that training plan that you have to get over to then get to the race. And then the race alone is another set of challenges.
That's really cool.
So you can take all of that you're training for in endurance training and bring it over to your actual life and career and business. And this is something that I learned actually by like running a business, is that you can learn so much outside of business within hobbies that actually like the attributes carry over and the skill sets carry over to the career side. And I would say there's actually a lot of high profile CEOs out there that are doing endurance sports. They're road cycling, they're running, they're surfing, they're doing all these crazy things.
They're pursuing like hard things.
They're pursuing hard things on purpose because they're trying to challenge themselves.
It trains your brain to overcome adversity. And then you also get a huge, when that happens, for me anyway, I get a huge, I guess, release of satisfaction, or like a huge reward, a bigger reward than I would from doing a trivial video game or something.
Absolutely.
Like when I get a trivial video game win, I feel one thing. When I plan, I like to paraglide a lot. So when I plan an extensive like paragliding mission or goal where you have to stage vehicles, hike in, ascend certain ridges, and then find a aspect that's facing a direction favorable for launch, like all those little things stack up. And once you can piece it all together, it's a huge reward,
I love that.
And that directly translates to, like you said, to business or to, just any facet of life,
Doing anything that's hard, especially for an extended period of time, will translate into other areas of life.
Yeah.
I feel like
100%.
100%.
Which is cool because I want to do like something that I need to train, and differently for, because I've always been weightlifting and all this, but it doesn't like, I kind of just go in and do the same thing.
You're kind of just doing the same thing. I was
yeah.
there.
Yeah. And like, I need to like train for something just to like have a goal in front of me,
Like you guys all do a lot of cardiovascular sports. You guys do a good amount.
Yeah.
I mean, even surfing alone is a very good cardiovascular sport. And
especially on a big swell.
Yeah.
We were dying at Swami's the other day.
wait,
we weren't at Swami's.
Yeah, no, we were.
Did you guys
Grandview.
Did you guys go to Black's the other day?
We never go to Black's. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. We go to Tourmaline a lot.
Yeah, we mostly go to Scripps.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, Black's is way too big. That's Tanner's realm.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
day
incredible.
was huge.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go out
He's
there. If you go out there, you're like kind of a big dog on those days.
Yeah.
I mean, his mindset is really, really unbreakable.
Dude.
He's a
beast,
he trains, bro.
Yeah.
He's a thick guy. Like
He
can take a beating
Yes, he
from
can.
the surf.
Dude.
And he's got a great, like exactly what you said, like mental
He does.
around it.
That was one thing I learned right away.
Yeah, he's paddled out like Ocean Beach and Nazare. Like a lot of people get towed into Nazare. He like paddled out and it was like a 40-minute just paddle out. And we're talking like 20-foot waves. Like,
yeah,
bro.
Dude,
Huge.
that's insane.
Like
Terrifying.
Balls of
It's also
steel.
really terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying as hell. I see a 5-foot wave sometimes and it's heavy. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Like
This is gonna fuck me
5
up.
to 8 feet at Black. Sometimes if you get cleaned up by a set wrong, it's even just terrifying there for me.
Yeah, you can get concussed or whatever.
I mean,
And
bad
not-
things.
Nazare, I've heard, is crazy powerful. So.
What I saw the other day down at Black's was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like 10 to 12 footers,
Yeah.
and they were ripping it up.
Wow. It's crazy. It's so cool to watch.
It's so cool.
But yeah, man, I think discipline is huge, dude. And just like so this is something I want to bring up about Nico is like, it's cool to have like weightlifting and all this kind of stuff, but having something that's like playful, like a playful sport is so good for the brain. Like you said, like, you stopped when you were growing up, you used to do snowboarding and stuff. And that's like kind of like a playful sport, you're not like really using a ton of muscle. Sure, you are a little bit, but like, surfing or snowboarding or flying is a playful thing. For me, that brings out my inner child. For me, that brings out like, you know, like creativity and flow and like, oh, it doesn't have to be so serious.
Yeah.
Which is so freaking awesome. I think everybody should have, you know, a playful activity. And even if you live in the middle of the country, there's no terrain by you, going to play paddleball or whatever, something that's fun, easy, you can do with other
Just
people.
Something different that gets your body moving, right?
Yep.
Like, everyone thinks you got to go to the gym. Like, no, you don't got to go to the gym. Just find a hobby that you like. And that's what I try to tell people and instill in people is like, just get outdoors, find something, just get into it.
100%.
It could be walking. As simple as that.
If you are at ground zero, dude, walk. A daily morning walk is so huge.
It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
It changes your whole mentality throughout the day.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, especially if you start your day off like that. I think a huge thing for me is like starting off my day without my phone. The first 30 minutes to an hour, if I can be off my phone, it's generally going to be a damn good day.
Yeah.
So
going into the phone and social media, it is very toxic when you're like dealing with all the stressors and being targeted with propaganda.
Yeah.
And a lot of young people get caught up in that when they aren't even focused on their actual like personal lives. Right. And there's things in their lives that they have that are more important and priority driven probably than the politics on the phone,
right,
or the propaganda on the phone.
Yeah.
And like it's like you don't need to get caught up in all that stuff. It's like if you're dealing with something personally, why are you trying to take in more bad information?
Energy.
Yeah, like bad energy, bad information that's just going to disrupt your mind and not put you in a right place mentally.
We're like lightly addictive to like the bad energy. For instance, like
quick dopamine.
Primally,
the quick dopamine.
You know, primally if we're going on a hunt or whatever and there's a bear right there and we haven't drank water in a few days and there's a pond of water right there, we're going to be more attracted to the bear because that's like life threatening. We're almost like, not addicted is the wrong word, but we're more attracted to the negative thing just because of that, like primally. But yeah, it takes discipline to, especially as a young person, because I grew up without a phone. So like I could have carried throughout my teens like that discipline a little bit. Now I'm like, fuck, why am I looking at my phone in the morning? I didn't have my phone 10 years ago or whatever. So that's a bad example.
It's actually a great
15
point.
Years ago.
Like it's a great point though. Like our generation at least wasn't waking up and like on the phone.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that.
Instagram wasn't even like that robust back in the day.
No,
like,
not at all.
Instagram wasn't what it is right now, by the way. It was about who you were hanging out with, where you were drinking.
Yeah.
It was
what vacation you were on.
like a quick mindless, I would take a mindless photo. Like if you look at my first 20 Instagram posts, it's like me with my friends doing mindless things, and I just grabbed a shot and posted it.
Let's all get in front of the camera and like hang out. And
You put like a little filter on it, like the 6 that it had or whatever, you know?
That's what it was. That's what social media was. And like,
now it feels like it's like a real life organism.
Yeah.
An ecosystem almost. And it almost feels like people are living life around that ecosystem. They're doing things to please that ecosystem versus that ecosystem used to just be a reflection of your natural life.
You just nailed it on the head with that one. Seriously.
I'm a victim to that, by the way.
Yeah, crazy.
You nailed that one.
Yeah.
That's
a tough thing for me,
reality.
dude. I feel like sometimes I do things and live for, Instagram, because sure, it is my job, but like, yeah, it's just tough. Like I know Brendan will say the same thing. Like sometimes we'll go and do things just for, the content or whatever. Yeah.
And to get your clips pushed, you have to have that special hook and that special quick thing.
I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right. So that's the thing is if you can harness it for the good, maybe that you can argue that you're still leveraging it for good, but it's still morphing the way you're going to create your content. And in my opinion, it's still frying people's brains a bit because even if you're getting good messages, you're still getting them in this boom, boom, boom fashion.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I don't edit my flying videos for that fast hook as well.
Right.
I totally do that to push my stuff, but it's like I don't love that. And it's a shame that we're all into that in a way.
Yeah, like finding authenticity.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like now we're working for the Instagram versus it used to work for us, back to that whole thing.
That makes sense.
Which is kind of crazy. But yeah, right.
Dude, I'm bad at that though. Like, sure, like my messages are about like positive things usually, and I still go to bed thinking about, oh man, I can like do this post or like talk about it like this way. It's not a good thing. So
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
But then if you look at some of the most successful Instagrams, it's actually the people that are just being like hyper authentic, and it's actually a breath of fresh air.
It is a breath
because oh my God, for once I'm not getting this kind of like piece together BS thrown at me.
Yeah.
This guy's actually like, for instance, Gunno Lavish, not to
name drop him, bro.
Not to deviate.
What up,
completely,
FN?
But
what up, FN?
Gunno Lavish, we love you.
Yeah,
and
dude.
it's just because you're completely authentic.
Hella authentic.
And like it's a complete breath of fresh air.
Yep.
And these people can mostly be talking about anything, and it's highly entertaining.
Yeah.
You know?
I gotta say, speaking of authentic, Brendan was one of the most authentic dudes I think all of us had the pleasure of meeting.
Oh yeah.
He's another great example.
Yeah, he's a great example of authenticity and just being who he is, and like everything that he's putting out into the world, he truly means that.
Oh
like,
yeah,
totally.
He lives by it, and I think a lot of young guys, they might not actually see that side of him because they might not ever meet him.
Right.
But to all the young guys out there, Santa Cruz is exactly who you see on camera.
Yeah, it's a real deal.
Real deal.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, all my homies are genuine as hell. Like, I don't have anybody that's like different on or off camera or whatever. Like, dude, yeah, man. It's like we all like practice what we preach and just like we're real as fuck. I think that's like the number
I love
one.
that. Authenticity is king.
Yeah, dude,
Seriously.
it really is, bro. Because there's so much just makeup nowadays, just as
A lot
a
of slop
rhetorical.
out there.
Yeah, man. So, and dude, I think that's like one of the biggest things that like inner work, like therapy, has like helped me with is like understand who the fuck I am and not being like scared of my lesser than parts.
What kind of therapy are you doing?
Well, when I really went head over heels into it 3 breakups ago. We're racking them up now. I've learned a lot through each one. So
the tallies are starting to add up.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
That's okay.
Well, it was regular talk therapy. I went through a few therapists to find the one that I have now, which I absolutely love her. But yeah, I did a lot of other things that like really helped with my inner workings and stuff. But like talk therapy really helped me quite a bit. So,
Wow,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Therapy is important. I think a lot of people should be using therapy. It's a great outlet for just to get someone to listen. And even if you don't like that person or that person's not helping you, go try to find something.
Yeah, go to a different one.
Yeah,
And sometimes it helps you to hear your own self bring up the problem and vocalize it out loud, because then you can like think of solutions.
I agree. I'll be honest. Without therapy and everything that I went through just recently, I probably wouldn't be on this podcast today and be able to be so like vulnerable and authentic with myself and everyone else. So yeah, kudos to therapy.
Dude, same, bro. Especially in the Marine Corps, I was taught to not have feelings or emotions. I mean, because when you got fucking bullets flying over your head, you can't think about your ex or grandma or whatever, you can't. So like it was trained out of me. And so I never knew what vulnerability was or any of that. So I had to learn the hard way of like a breakup that was like really good for my development. And she like kind of showed me the path of therapy, and I just said, screw it, I'm going to do it. Cause I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to like, change. So yeah, it's huge. And just having somebody, a third person perspective in your life, like guide you through the good and the bad, and just like they're an educated person, so they can like, get you to, sure, you're talking about this, but kind of let's move it forward. Like, let's talk, about, progression here. So yeah, it's always helpful. Cause dude, like these conversations are extremely helpful, but then like an educated therapist that you vibe with, obviously, can help you go deeper into shit if you need to.
Like currently I started with a therapist, like going through cancer treatment, and it was great. I ended up like leaving her because she was basically like, you're giving me therapy now.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm learning from you.
Yeah, she's like, I'm learning from you now. And like, I was like, okay, I need to find someone else. And I immediately went to a life coach, and the life coach is absolutely amazing. And I really suggest people to find someone that they can be themselves with, and, find a life coach that can work with you on all aspects of your life, because that's super important.
True that.
A mentor is huge. I mean, it's like, I feel like we used to grow up in communities and villages and have these elders around that pass down a lot of knowledge. And now, especially in the American society, everything is so independent now. And like even the family household, we're maybe not getting that wisdom passed down to us from our mom and dad or great grandparents because, you know, we're not together as much anymore. You know, youngster sitting in his room on his iPhone getting information that way and not from his dad or whatever.
When they're with their parents, they're probably 100% on TikTok.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if the grandparents are around.
So, dude, having mentors in your life is so huge, man, especially as like an American, you know?
You can have multiple mentors as well. Like, I think a lot of people get it twisted. They're like, I have one mentor, and like it's this person that's like not even actually in that person's life. Like they're mentoring like some, I don't know, like Elon Musk or like Bill Gates or like these crazy like rich people that like they don't even know. And it's like, why don't you actually get mentored by like someone in your life, whether it's a basketball coach, football coach, it could be a dad's friend, right? I mean, it could be your friend's dad. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you could have a business mentor, someone that you just met in business who's older than you 100%. And is mentoring you through business to like teach you. And if you just don't take that information or you don't take that person's help when they're trying to guide you, shame on you.
Yeah.
Right, because a lot of people these days also, they have big egos and they'll think I know all or that guy's too old so he doesn't get it, you know? And, you know, obviously you got to also take everything with your own grain of salt because they had their own lives, these mentors, and they're going to give you some of their experiences and pass down the wisdom. And it's our job to, you know, kind of take that information and keep the best parts. And then there could be parts where it is phased out, you know. iPhones are around now and you can do XYZ. You can scan a document in 2 minutes or whatever. So there's certain things that'll be phased out. But I still think it's super important to, like, lock in with that mentor and then really gain and try to get as much intel and knowledge out of them as possible.
Like, for me, just generally speaking, now that I think about it, I have personal mentors. I have exercise mentors.
Oh, yeah.
I have business mentors. Like, I have mentors in all aspects of my life, people that I look up to and, like, actually, like, want to learn from and ask as many questions as I can and just gain that information. I don't see why people would shy away from that. And I think people also get nervous to ask questions.
Yes.
I
noticed that. And like the most successful people are usually people that like ask a lot of questions and are very like you were to stem back to vulnerability. They're highly vulnerable and they're able to say, this is what I'm good at. This is what I need help in. And how can we help each other? You know? And it's like,
progress forward faster.
Yeah. If you have too much pride, it's going to hold you back in life. That's the issue. Too much ego and pride.
Too much ego is a bad thing.
It's going to hold you back. So it's like you got to be able to
I need more
ask good
mentors.
questions.
Set realistic expectations as well is very important.
Totally.
A lot of people set expectations that are well above their ability to get it.
True.
Yep.
I need more mentors, to be honest with you. I don't have many, and it's tough because my dad and grandpa are back on the East Coast. Well, and mom as well. But yeah, it's just I need more mentors in my life, to be honest with you, because I'm out here by myself.
I would say you have mentors in your life, right? Like I'm in DC by myself, and I have mentors in business. But you have mentors in your life. Like I would say, Nico's a mentor.
Yeah.
In a different way.
I was just gonna say that, like us friends between the group, I would say definitely can help each other. But then there is also something to that person that's like 15 or 20 years older that's just walked through this phase and been through all the innings and can pay insights to everything,
Especially with
but you're right. Yeah. You're right. Your peers can also be people you bounce things off of.
Oh, definitely.
And that can really help you navigate life.
And that is my only mentors, really. Like, I would love to have a business and like a faith mentor and relationship. Those are like the three areas that I'm
super important to find those.
Yeah. Trying, for sure.
You'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. I actually asked Drew Cannoli. He's the CEO of Organifi. Do you know Organifi?
It does sound familiar,
Yeah, it's a really big like supplement company, but he's like a very holistic, like nerdy, like in the best way possible dude, and I vibe with him. But yeah, hopefully he'll be getting back to me.
Nice.
He's like, we've DM'd a few times, but we'll see. So
very nice. Yeah, that's super important. One thing I noticed, in regards to like mentors is I was in the sauna today and I probably met, I don't know, 10 successful guys.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just having general raw conversations with them. Sauna calm, it's great. And they opened up. They were talking to me about everything they did. They were telling me about their lives and where they came from and, how they got here and the reasoning.
That's dope.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the reasoning. And truly, they all were mentors technically in my life because I took what they were telling me as inspiration and instilled it into myself.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people slow down enough to take in anything besides the damn Instagram. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I had a point to bring up when we were talking about social media heavy is we were talking about how it can be used in a good way and a bad way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I always say that social media is like a hammer. You can build a house with it or you can kill somebody with it.
Yeah.
So it's really about how you use it. Like social media, you can upgrade your life and get a ton of inspiration and direction.
Yep.
Or you can waste away on your couch or pillow and just be gone.
I'll be honest. I mean, social media has changed my life from 2023 on, and all for the better.
Right.
Like I was so concerned about what I posted prior to diagnosis because I was concerned by like
what everybody else would think.
Yeah, what everyone else was going to think or what they were going to judge me as. Like if I chose to go live the life I wanted to live, what are people going to talk about it as? But if I go live the life that everyone else is living, I kind of just fit in and they see me as one of them, I guess. But like I didn't want to even like partake in those things, and I enjoyed those things in my 20s, right? But like I realized that's not what fulfilled me and I needed to change. And I don't think people should be concerned about what they're posting and what people might think, because at the end of the day, that person is already consuming so much information.
They're going to forget about it in like 2 minutes.
They're going to forget about
like
it. They're going to forget
4
you even
minutes.
posted it the next day. Like,
Yeah.
you know how many people we all follow? Think about it.
Yeah.
If you see a
I
post,
follow 2,300 or something.
think about it. It's like marketing is constantly being hit at us from all angles.
Yeah.
Like if you posted something 3 days ago, Austin, I'm going to be honest, I'm not remembering.
No.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's crazy.
I remind myself that when I post my flying videos, because a lot of the times it's the same line over and over and over again.
But like,
and
honestly,
I'm flying a little different section, so to me it's different.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to also just organically share my journey through the sport, because this is like a life goal that I've been excited to do.
That's awesome.
And especially doing it on skis here in a couple weeks, that's going to be pretty sweet.
I love to hear that.
So it's like I'm trying to also be able to share the
talk
journey.
about that more.
Yeah, you do.
Like physically, like talk about like, dude, I've been like
yeah.
your highs and lows with it and the training.
You're right.
Can you just take me through that journey a little bit? Because like that is like a spiritual journey in itself with what you're doing.
Completely. Yeah, it's a long journey too, because at least the way I did it, I started with originally skydiving, and that introduced me to it. But you could get into it through paragliding. But it's like you have to be safe, you have to put, I would say, at least 9 to 18 months into paragliding.
Wow.
To make it safe. Some people don't do that and skip that step, and some people get hurt that way. Some people get away with it, and they just kind of learn at that ramped up fast pace, but that's a fast way to get hurt. So to do it the most, I guess, to do it the most safe way, you really need 9 to 18 months in paragliding. And then from there, you can start flying smaller and smaller wings to the point where you're now on speed wings. And then you need to do some training on those. And then eventually you can enter, if you're a good skier, that's the thing. That's the caveat. You also need to be a good skier.
You need to be a good skier, yeah.
So you need to have that good skiing ability. And if you're a good skier, then after that, you can pair the wing with the skis.
That's pretty sick.
But to be a good skier also could take decades.
So
at
when
least
did you
years.
know you wanted to get into this?
So when I saw this about 10 years ago when I was skydiving a lot in college.
Okay.
And I was like, this just looks like too much fun. Because I love skiing. I love air sports. Like I love skydiving and flying canopies. And that was just combining it.
So sick.
And I really wanted to fly more in the mountains, like proximity flying is what we call it. where you fly close to the terrain.
Yeah, did you ever want to do like one of those like squirrel
With
suits?
the squirrel suit, yeah. So that's what I was originally training to do, which is an even longer progression, actually.
That's so awesome.
So yeah, that was an even longer progression, but I'll tell you what dissuaded me from it was like in one summer, I think it was 2016, 2017, like 10 of my favorite wingsuiters, or 15, passed away.
Jesus Christ.
From flying too close to the ground or doing dumb things or flying suits or doing launches and exits in suits that were just too dangerous. So it made me realize like just how gnarly the sport is.
Yeah.
And that I probably, wanted to
Some
slow
of those
down
videos
a
are like sane with Red Bull and whatnot that you see.
Oh my
Right.
God. Yes.
So that kind of slowed me down, and then I had a hiatus from air sports, living in Costa Rica for like 4 years.
Got
It
it.
was really another reason that it took me a while. But yeah, living out in California, I got into paragliding, now speed flying, and I'm gonna take it into the mountains and proximity fly. So
That's amazing.
it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Truly.
So that's coming up in like 3-4 weeks.
Congratulations
Thanks,
to that,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's definitely years of work, and but like back to what I was saying, the reward is so much higher.
Yeah.
Like the reward, even from a normal speed flight, because you have to hike up 1,000 feet. It's a bit grueling.
So that fulfills you.
Yeah, like the hiking, the hard work to the reward is what I'm addicted to.
You can do that on your own.
Yeah.
See, like that's a big thing.
Which, dude, that's really cool because it's like surfing. It's like, dude, you will be paddling around for an hour and you're going to get 20 seconds of wave time.
20
Right.
seconds, that's it.
And, dude, you can be hiking for an hour. You're going to get 1 to 2 minutes of air time.
Yeah.
Same.
You know, so it's, I don't think a lot of people have that nowadays where you have to work so hard to get that little reward and you're juiced off that little reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
there's-
very true.
Yeah, everything is so instant gratification. Like, this is like very delayed.
Now with surfing, right? Like,
Makes
would
it
you
so
go out
much better.
surfing on your own?
Oh, yeah, all
Yeah,
the time.
see,
I
like-
mean, I prefer with buddies. Honestly, like, I honestly rarely go out surfing by myself because all my friends do surf and it's so much better, like,
Yeah.
surfing with a friend. But, yeah, I definitely go out by myself.
See, like that's super important. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
need to find something that they can do on their own. Like I met a lot of
Yeah.
people who are like, I can't do this on my own, or like I need you around, or I need to have someone around to like go
Yeah.
do this with. And I'm like,
Why?
you can just go do it on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really cool too, like that level of independence and having that moment to where it's just like you and the sport or nature and you're just like in it and you're like, whoa, like this is my movie kind of.
My movie,
Yeah, like dude, I'm flying to Europe alone in 3 weeks.
See, like that's
2-week trip by myself. I'm gonna meet a ton of people, but it's like you have to know that and be okay with like the fact that for me, I have the knowledge that I'm gonna do the speed fly training with a coach, with a mentor.
Yeah.
To speak back on mentors. And through him, I know I'm gonna meet like 5 or 10 incredible other flyers and like-minded individuals. And then from there, we'll probably go have food, meet other people, X, Y, Z. But like, and I'm willing to take the risk, you know what I mean?
And it is a little uncomfortable, like
So-
traveling and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's like you meet so much cool people and have such
do.
cool experiences.
If you just push off the edge and take the chance,
you
Yeah.
learn a lot more.
Yep.
you start to realize like I can do this,
Yep.
you know? And oh wow, like this is way more fun than I thought and way less scary than I thought.
I would say
Yeah.
that's
Actually,
one thing
you know
I
what I mean?
regret not doing is like a solo trip to Europe and like really getting after it that way. I
Still
still have
can.
time, but
Bro,
like
yeah, you still have
it
plenty
would
of time,
be
you
it
can
would be
still-
sick to go do that and like explore like that.
Dude, I think it's so needed for people to understand their level of independency is a lot higher than they think, you know? And that,
and what's possible in the world.
yeah, and God will like open up experiences for you that you never thought possible. Like you might not have anything planned, but then you happen to go, the surf is 15 feet and you can't surf 15 feet. So you
Yep.
then go up to a random coffee farm
Yeah.
and meet the farmer. And like, then from there, it just like stems a whole bunch of other roadways.
That's
You're-
literally how
it's
we
also
met
like living
Revis.
spontaneously and
Yeah.
like just taking it all in for what it is and just going with the flow.
Yep.
Not always
100%.
having a set thing in place.
Dude, because a lot of people do the same thing every single day. Like
Yeah.
a lot of my like Nico still talks to a lot of his Florida friends. Like I don't really because a lot of them stayed in their hometown and that's it. That's
So
they have not ventured out.
I've got a lot of friends like that too who have not ventured out. I still talk to them daily, and I'm at the point where it's like I think they just have decided this is what they want from life, and I'm okay with that. They're always gonna be my boys. I'm always gonna be there for them. This is just a different walk of life for them. And I'll be honest, like growing up, I was always out of the group. I was always the one who wanted to like go do crazy stuff or like things that like weren't like interested for others. Like they were like, Craig, that's crazy. I don't want to go do that. Or like, why do you want to go do that? Let's go sit at the bar and eat some food and like get some drinks.
And watch the 3 hours of sports. I'm like, guys, this is.
And I get it.
Enough
like,
already.
I totally get it. Like I get that. Like want to go do that, but like there's something. Well, I don't either. I don't either anymore. But
I'll watch an hour of sports over dinner, but my guys will spend all Saturday on college, Saturday on college sports, all Sunday on NFL. And I'm like, what are y'all doing for your lives?
And they live for the weekend.
I was there once, so I can't shit on it. Like I really can't.
I mean, you can. Believe me, but
it's kind of insane,
what I'm trying to do is like
kind of
make them
insane.
see it from a different perspective, and like there's other walks of life that are a lot more fun and a lot more rewarding and interesting.
Yeah.
And like if I had my boys like be able to get into like everything that I'm into right now, we would have the time of our lives, and they're missing out on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's only so much you can push people.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like shit on them at all. I'm just saying like open your mind, like have a different perspective, and the only way to do that is to do something different.
Got to challenge yourself.
You got to
put yourself out there. You got to do things
and
that
it's
are
tough.
Different.
Yeah,
right? That you haven't done before. That's tough for people.
It's scary. I mean, dude, it's tough for a reason. It's scary for a reason.
Or instrument or something.
Starting a business, going solo traveling, whatever, talking to that girl, like it's scary, but that's what makes life better, is the hardship.
I was so scared going through treatment, right, that I embraced being scared.
Love it.
I was like, you know what? I can't be afraid of this anymore. I just have to embrace it. Like I cannot be like scared of dying. Obviously, God helped a lot with that. You know, I think God really humbled me. This was a thorn in the side that he did it on purpose to bring me back down and like show me the way and bring me back to my inner self. And yeah, I'm super thankful for that. Super, super thankful. But you know, going through that journey of treatment and the unknowns, I swear coming out of it and embracing it, and I was so grateful for having cancer. It was insane.
It's changed the way you view the world, right?
Yeah, like I tell people I'm grateful and happy that I got cancer, and they're like, what? Like they're kind of taken back by it, and I explain it to them like, you know, that suffering has made me see so many different things in life differently that I wouldn't have seen before prior. And it kind of propelled me. It was the catalyst to get me where I am today and doing all these endurance trainings and sports and putting myself out there. And I wouldn't be running Leadville 100 in August if it wasn't for the suffering. I'm choosing to go suffer in August, running one of the hardest ultra marathons in the country.
High elevation, right?
High elevation.
That's Leadville, Colorado.
That's Leadville, Colorado.
I used to live right near there.
Yeah, and you know how it is.
You're gonna be. It's like up at $10,000.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my god.
Like we're going over.
It's high at Leadville. You're really high up.
The entire race is over 20,000 feet that you'll consume in elevation.
Elevation gain.
So I think the highest peak there is 12,000 feet. So the oxygen's going to be tough, right? Like lungs are going to take a beating, and I've never run more than 27 miles.
That's a long run.
So I have no idea what to expect mentally. Physically, I have an idea what's to come, but mentally, that's going to be the hardest challenge that I probably have had to date since chemotherapy. And I'm choosing to go do that, not just for myself, but to show others the importance of nutrition, exercise, and diet, and why we need to be moving, and why you should embrace the suffering.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people like to suffer. They'd rather just choose.
Yeah, numb it out.
Numb it out.
Push it away.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like
swallow it down.
I feel so. What's the word? Like embarrassed of myself if I don't like do something hard or do something challenging. Like I feel like, bro, like you're blowing it a little bit. Like,
yeah.
I get caught in comfort cycles for sure. Nico will be going to surf these crazy waves, and I'm like, no, I'm going to go to the coffee shop.
Like, sometimes I need a little healthy scaring, bro.
Yeah.
I was
feel
looking
like-
at Nico's back
feel
turns
good.
the other day. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some nice
Shreds.
shots on Instagram of you surfing.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
I mean, bro, I've been surfing for a while now, so, and I lived in Costa Rica for 4 years, so I did like so much, and I was addicted, man.
Solid.
Like, yeah, too addicted actually. My body like shut down after like a year. The first year I was surfing like 2-3 hours in the AM, about an hour and a half to 2 hours in the PM, and like working in between that and like not eating well.
Got it.
So like surf 3 hours, barely eat something, and then like get right into working and get like sidetracked on that, or like teaching surfing or creating some kind of new logo or like whatever the daily task was. But
Wow.
yeah, I just lost a ton of weight, and then eventually
So was that stressful on you? Like,
eventually my body started to seize up, and I couldn't like look left and right very well because like I was cramping, bro. So, and I wasn't like eating well, I wasn't stretching. So then I got on to like, B vitamins, magnesium, electrolytes, stretching, taking care of myself, eating better. But I'll tell you what, I was really low on B vitamins and magnesium. And once I added those in, it helped like a lot.
interesting.
But I was just doing a ton of sports,
You
bro.
just brought me to my next point. Are you guys taking vitamins right now?
I have a concoction derived from my naturopath.
Yeah. So
We both do.
Yeah, I have a good amount of subs from my functional med doctor, but I haven't been on them. I haven't been regimented with them in the past like 4 months, I would say.
Not a bad thing. I'm going to bring this point up. I don't know if you've known this, but ask not your functional medicine doctor. Ask maybe a physician, oncologist if you want. Maybe when Dr. Keneally comes in on the 13th, if you see her, I would highly suggest asking her about vitamins and vitamin deficiencies and young people taking vitamins. Most oncologists will actually tell young people not to take vitamins unless they are vitamin deficient. So unless you're vitamin C deficient, vitamin D deficient, vitamin E deficient, one of those things, you shouldn't be taking those pills.
Yeah.
Because you can actually offset the immune system. And that was the first thing. When you get diagnosed, you're kind of thinking about your whole entire life prior to the diagnosis, and you're jotting everything you were doing down prior, so that way you can give that information to the doctor. That's at least what I did, because I'm very type A, and I just wanted to kind of build it all out, make them understand me so that they could better heal me.
Yep.
Of course.
And I was telling them what I was doing prior, and one of those things were taking vitamins. I was taking green tea pills, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin D.
Yeah. Like a standard
fish oil.
concoction.
Yeah, like magnesium sometimes here and there. But I was doing that on a regimen daily for, I don't know, quite some time, for years probably, actually. I had no idea that intaking all these vitamins could offset the immune system. I thought I was protecting myself and actually making myself healthier.
You can also not overdose, but you can overdo some vitamins to where it's actually not helpful anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I think
downregulate.
Magnesium's actually one of those. And that's a completely valid point. Like, you can't just be shooting at a blank wall. You have to have a target.
You have to have a target.
And And for me, I thankfully work with a functional med doctor where I've done the blood panel, I've done the stool panel, and I have, like you said, the deficiencies listed out, and then she just sort of fills in the blanks a little bit, So I only take a very specific thing. And even, for instance, recently, the last time I did blood work, she's like, your vitamin D's awesome now. I was on a low dose vitamin D, and so she took me off that one.
Yeah, that's...
And I was like, I'm certain.
Even vitamin C, we're growing up, right? You go to your friend's house, he coughs. What does the mom do?
Vitamin C.
Everyone
vitamin C.
Dosing
Emergency.
vitamin C, bro.
Flintstones come out, right?
The
Now we got the
Flintstones.
Flintstone vitamin C coming out, which were great
funny,
tasting. But
yeah, right.
that's, you
they
get
get
grow up, you see that, and you're like, oh, I'm sick today. I'm going to go take some vitamin C to make the immune system stronger. And it's like, they don't talk about that.
Well, a lot of
Building
vitamins,
up your
especially
system,
off-brand generic vitamins, don't have a lot of bioavailable nutrients or vitamins themselves. They're
That's it.
fortified, and it's not not necessarily the best.
We're
So-
getting most of our
And
nutrients anyway from a healthy diet.
Correct. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing, dude, is food. A lot of people want the easy pill so they don't have to cook, they don't have to work out, they don't have to do any of this shit. And yeah, so they always look for the easy way out, a pill. And half the time those pills don't even work.
I think that's going to be
That's
part
the
of the
other thing that
problem.
I did with my girl was I had food allergies and a food allergy panel. And so now I know what to stay away from, what I'm highly allergic to, what I'm a little bit allergic to, and I can have some of, but I shouldn't overdo. And then also she gave me some things to eat more of in general, like sweet potatoes and a couple of other things where it's going to help boost what I'm lacking in naturally
Got it.
without needing or as much.
And see, and that's
supplements, you know what I mean?
like
So
that is good to have someone like that.
Yeah.
And like who
She's
understands
solid.
it. Yeah.
she's solid. Sydney Baker, she's solid.
Wow.
So my whole thing is, well, this is my functional med doctor's thing. Test, don't guess. So like test, test your
100%.
stool, your mycotoxins, all this stuff, urine, hair, all that kind of stuff. So you can actually see. And unfortunately, insurances don't have this in their toolbox because usually they want forever clients, not someone that's
And
in
they're
and
gonna-
out of the system.
in and
They're
out.
not going to pay for a preventative test.
Correct. So
They're going to pay only for reactionary.
Well, you have to remember too, insurance is a major problem when it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
to that, and that's a whole nother story.
yeah, I mean, dude, big pharma, insurance, all that, big food, big ag. Yeah, it's not good. In America, it's not good.
No,
So I think it's the best country in the world, but it's not. There's a lot of extreme.
some of the systems are ass
There's
backwards.
some extreme foundational mishaps.
I was telling
So,
Austin that in El Salvador. I was like, it's crazy how we live in like the best country in the world, and yet we come to El Salvador and they just have the food and everything else. And by the way,
Wow.
the whole country's on well water, we found out, which is incredible.
volcanic well water.
It's insane.
So they have the food and the water dialed in.
Yeah, yeah, and they're healthy, dude. A lot of them are. Really
And that's El
healthy.
Salvador, dude.
The El Salvador cancer rates are almost none.
De minimis.
And
I
it's
believe
not
it.
it's not the testing. They have the testing
Yeah.
down there. They have the ability to test
Yeah.
for all these diseases.
It's less inflammatory lifestyle.
It's a less inflammatory lifestyle, and it's more walking, right? Like they do
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot more walking. They're eating.
have
They're
families.
eating and then going on a walk after. It's different lifestyle.
And like, sure, they eat their pupusas a little bit, but like, there's also a lot of days where it's just like the fish, the rice, and the veggies.
It's like
And
almost a Mediterranean
that's a perfect
diet.
meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
all like sourced within the little area.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like
Yep.
right there.
Yeah, there's no.
It's not stored somewhere for a week or two in a freezer and then shipped out in a Cisco thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
farm
dude.
raised. Yeah.
With everything that's come to light and fruition the past few weeks with these files that have been released, everyone always asks who the Antichrist is.
Right.
I'm starting to think it's just the government within our country.
Or conglomerates like lobbyists
Lobbyists.
and corporations that operate within the confines of the country and that really sway the politicians. So in a sense, they really are the ones running the country,
Yeah,
In a
exactly.
sense.
In a sense.
right? The money controls the politicians control the law, and in effect, the country. And so, unfortunately, the money controls the country.
And it's a shame that the system has become this because it makes it so hard for people to navigate it. And
Yeah.
I think that's why we're seeing on social media this clash of doctors and health and wellness influencers going at it. But doctors, can say, hey, Nico, you need to take this treatment of chemo for your disease.
Right.
And that treatment of chemo might not work for Nico, but it might work for me. But
That's crazy.
yeah, right? Like, so that treatment might not work for you. Now you need to go try this other chemo treatment, and that might not work for you again.
Right.
Like, people could go through 5 different rounds of standard chemo treatment and it not work. Are the data getting better with living longer? Yeah, the data is getting better with living longer and all of that. But, like, people generally, like, might not react well to that first treatment line. And that same mindset goes to health and wellness in the Eastern medicine space and trying some integrative or functional medicine doctor, right? And realizing, wow, this actually did work for me, like ivermectin or farbendazole, right? Like I know a girl who's stage 4 terminal, and she's doing ivermectin now after I think 4 failed standard chemo treatments that absolutely destroyed her body. And she is bouncing back so well right now. And she's being shadow banned by doctors on social media because she's talking about her story openly.
Wow.
And that I think
that's the scary part.
That is the scary part, is that you have this like battle between doctors and health and wellness influencers. There's so much information out there, and a lot of people cannot process it or navigate the system, and they don't know what to believe, who's right, who's wrong. And what's scary is that you have doctors with certificates and PhDs pushing stuff that they shouldn't be pushing, but then they wonder why people are questioning the system. And then you have other doctors who are doing the same, but you have the same thing on Eastern medicine and, you know, supplement providers. There's a lot of grifters in this space. You got to be careful in that sense. And I don't know, to me, that is a really big thing that I think a lot of people are, it's like almost like politics, left versus right, the clash between who's right, who's wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't Eastern medicine and standard medicine come together
Have a marriage.
and have a marriage for overall health of people? Yeah, and it goes back to this,
which is why you have to see through it as the customer of this stuff, or the person that it's affecting.
Yeah.
You have to me, I try to take the positives from both sides of that coin. Positives from the Eastern, but also if you have a stage 4 cancer, you're probably going to want to do chemo too, you know?
Yeah.
So I would be doing that as well, and Eastern. I'd be doing everything, man.
I'm going to be honest.
Everything possible.
If I got cancer again, I'm going to go with standard treatment again. And if it...
On top of the, I'm sure the
on
Eastern.
On top of the
you name
Eastern,
it.
I'm going to be using the sauna. I'm going to be doing cryo. I'm going to be doing mild hyperbaric oxygen chamber.
I've heard the hyperbaric is incredible.
The hyperbaric oxygen chamber is amazing. You guys should really use it. Your sleep improves.
Need to get on that.
Your sleep improves. Your lungs improve. I mean, your quality, your like focus, everything just improves.
What is it like? Like, what is the experience like? Is it a chamber you're literally sitting in? Like, how long?
You're sitting in a chamber from anywhere to 30 to 60 minutes.
Okay.
If you do a full-on hyperbaric chamber, you cannot bring your phone in or any electronic, as it could blow up.
I've heard that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then mild hyperbaric oxygen chamber is just a little bit less scaled back. It's not as pressurized.
Okay.
And you can actually bring your phone in, chill out, watching Netflix, whatever, listen to a podcast, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's a little chill. You're just putting on a mask. It's just pumping oxygen into you. The whole dome is filled with oxygen. And really, essentially, what you're trying to do is, like, take in as much as possible, fill up the lungs. Just oxygen kills cancerous cells.
So you're just getting hyper oxygenated.
You're just getting hyper oxygenated.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
My dad actually just also bought an oxygen machine, like one that you would get at like an altitude sickness center, you know?
Interesting. Okay.
Because he has a neurological disorder, and they have recommended him it can only help. You know what I mean?
It can only help.
So he was even saying for me, like, bro, at the end of the day for your recovery from skiing, I should have done it. I was there for 4 days at the end of the year for New Year's. And it's perfect. You just watch, like you said, watch a show or just chill out in the living room with the family and just optimize your oxygen levels. Like, that's crazy that stuff like that isn't more talked about or prescribed or just like part of the regimen. You know?
A lot of doctors are
it's crazy
questioning you when you come to them and say, "Hey, I want to use the sauna while I'm going through active."
Because they aren't educated. In that.
Well, they're educated. They
probably think it's voodoo.
They also have
you know what I mean?
They also have liabilities.
Yes.
Right? So they're thinking, like, when I said I want to use a sauna while going through treatment, my doctor was like, why, immediately. And I explained why.
Right.
And she was like, okay, get a sauna. But, like, keep your head out of it.
Interesting.
I'm going to be honest.
Keep your brain, like your
my
head out of
full
it?
head out of the actual sauna.
Wow.
She wanted me to keep my head out of it.
That's tough.
Tough.
You could have a sauna suit. But
Basically, right? So, like, I had to get a pop-up, like, sauna where the window opens where I could keep my head out.
That's wild.
But I didn't do that. I didn't even do that. I kept my head in. I completely consumed myself in the sauna, and I would do that probably 3 days after chemotherapy.
Wow.
So that way I could detox the chemo out of me. I let the chemo do its thing.
Yeah.
But I felt it was important to detox the chemo.
Wow.
And people thought I was like probably crazy for that because they were
Even
like,
that,
your immune
I've
system.
never heard anyone say that.
Yeah, like
No, I haven't
You
either.
know,
yeah, like that, dude. Like
that seems so smart.
I felt that was the best thing for me because
That seems so
growing
smart,
up,
dude.
I was using the sauna from like 16 to about 23.
Yeah.
I used the sauna heavy, and I learned how well it worked.
Interesting. I never used it when I was young.
Yeah, see, I used it.
It wasn't
heavy.
even around for me.
Yeah, no.
I was going to
wasn't
New York.
on
I was going to
fucking
New York
radar.
Sports Club
I lived
early
in Florida,
on,
though, so.
and yeah, I fell in love with it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So the sauna I knew about, I loved it. I already was aware of it. So as soon as I got the diagnosis, I was about 3 months in and started implementing that into the routine. Yeah. But the doctor was worried about the liability of getting sick because now she knows I'm using a sauna. Now she knows my neutrophils are down. She knows my immune system is hurting. She thinks I'm going to go out there and get sick. I actually did end up getting sick while going through treatment. I ended up getting COVID.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
bro. Fuck,
And
that's crazy.
I swear I handled it pretty well. It knocked me out for about a week. I had to miss treatment, but I came out on the other side and I was fine. But I can tell you right now, the sauna is not what gave me COVID.
Huh. Yeah, of course
right.
not.
So I was fine using the sauna and I felt great using it. And I would highly suggest other cancer patients to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your top 4 maybe preventative things or
Right.
just,
That's
you know,
huge to talk
post cancer therapy, what would be your top 4 things you would recommend?
Having a proper diet,
Okay.
sleep,
How much sleep were you getting?
at least 8 to 10 hours.
8
Wow.
to 10.
Yes, I would maximize sleep while going through treatment.
Yeah.
You have to.
Have to.
Your body is just taking a toll.
Yeah. Food. So really good food.
So really good food.
And how did you change that? Was it more sourcing from farms like vegetables and fruits and meat?
Organics.
Or was it just trying to switch to all organic?
Organics. That was the first start because I had to, I wasn't driving out to farms while I
Yeah,
was going
of
through
course.
treatment. I
Of
didn't
course
really
not.
want to like deal with all that.
And that was that even an option, like a CSA delivery box? Sometimes that's
I could do that, yeah. But like the organic stuff from the grocery stores, I sourced like thoroughly and like I knew what I was ingesting.
Yeah.
And
It was
knew
as
where
good
it was
as
coming from.
possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was as good as possible. Like I trusted
sense.
it. And I mean, I've gone to farms now. Like I think that's really important that people shop locally.
Yeah. As long as they have good farms around them.
Exactly.
Totally.
Good farms
Yeah.
around,
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, they highly would utilize that. But in regards to the 5, I would say diet, sleep, red light therapy, sauna, and exercise.
Yeah.
I was going to say Epsom salt bath, but exercise is way more important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, an optional Epsom salt bath in there.
Yeah,
I
like,
love that.
I was going to say Epsom salt bath because there's a lot of cancer patients that might not be able to get out there and go exercise or push themselves in that manner, right? Because of restrictions or maybe they got an amputation, right? Like they can't push themselves to go exercise in that way. They might not even know how to walk. Maybe they're paralyzed. There's a multitude of things that can happen there. So an Epsom salt bath is really, really good. It helps detox, especially after chemo. But I think movement is key. I was doing 2 walks a day with my dog. That was huge for me. My fiance would push me to walk the dog even when I didn't want to. It could have been like 20 degrees outside, and she's like, "You're walking the dog."
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Wow.
Yeah, and I
That's
was
great.
like, honestly, I felt like shit, and I'd go walk the dog, and I'd feel better after. The cold air actually, for some reason, while going through chemo, the cold air I think helped keep inflammation down.
Interesting. I see how I could feel different in the lungs.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. That's a trip.
But do you
dude.
feel like if you overdid exercise, it would hurt you?
If I was doing the exercise that I'm doing now, yes.
You probably just can't recover.
You
Yeah.
can't recover. Like I'm not telling people to go out and exercise 7 days a week by any means. What I'm saying is get maybe a walking mat or a little bike. Doesn't need to be a Peloton.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be miles on miles. It
yeah,
can just be
like-
like a mile or two.
Yeah.
Like I when I started biking again while going through treatment, and I was like doing the Peloton prior, and I was doing cycling classes prior to diagnosis, so I had an idea of what to do. But I was only pushing myself around 8 to 10 miles while going through treatment.
Biking on the Peloton.
On the Peloton.
That's
like
good.
Per day.
Not every day. I would do that 3 to 4 days.
I was gonna say
Pretty
that's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah. While going through treatment.
Yeah,
And
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
solid.
Yeah, like I kept
Most
like,
people don't do that without like in their normal health, like
Yeah.
quote unquote healthy lives.
well, I was doing
Isn't that
that and then
crazy?
trying to like manage a business and then
Right.
Wow.
trying to manage my personal life while going
With your
through
fiance, right?
Yeah, with everything that I was going through. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that stress alone was pretty hard. I actually 2024 was a very hard year. I didn't do as well personally, like because my mind was just in so many places.
Yeah.
But you know, it was probably the most influential learning year that I'll ever have in my entire life, and it set me up for like understanding what's to come in the future.
Yeah. Wow. I can see that. Yeah, big shaping year.
A big shaping year.
For your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I think we're constantly being shaped. Like, right? We're constantly
Totally.
and we're constantly changing what we
And
desire
evolving.
and want
And adapting.
and adapting, learning. So we start to think differently. I think people also tend to forget that you're allowed to change. You don't
Right.
have to be the same person that you've always been.
And you're not gonna stay
And you
the
can
same.
like different things. You can like,
Yeah.
you know, different sports teams. You don't have to like the same sports team you grew up liking. My friends would make
Yeah.
fun of me for that, but yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you, dude.
it's true. It's people don't really like change.
No.
Tough one.
That's the thing. As soon as you step off that ledge, like most of, not to, ride on, but a lot of people that I grew up around, like, man, if they just had that little extra mode or gear in them to take the chance to be uncomfortable and get out of that norm that they're living in, the other side of that, like, it's a hard little, I guess, transition to make, but the other side of that can be
So worth it.
an incredibly richer life and just, I don't know,
It's so worth
more,
it.
yeah, more rewarding.
I think
But yeah, I also don't want to speak for everyone because everyone has different like wants and
wants
goals.
and needs. Yeah, like everyone's so
if you want a
different.
white picket fence and a house early and you want to settle, like also I can't ride on that,
Can't
but-
hate on that.
but
Can't
it's-
hate on that. That's the American dream. That's what we.
Right.
That's what America was built on.
Right.
And I don't think that propaganda was really that far fetched.
So yeah, so you can't hate on it, but at the same time, I know people that are not as stoked or feeling unfulfilled in that position, and those are the people that I'm like, fuck, you could have
Went a different way.
Yeah, that one little U-turn or that little Y in the road took in the.
I know a lot of
the
people
right
who
instead of the
who've
left.
gone the the American dream way, and they're not happy.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something to think about and listen to,
Right.
because if that person's not happy following the American dream, then
Yeah, especially when
Will
you're
I be
young,
happy?
it's good to take chances, I think. It's good to try new things and take chances, because if you start a business at 25 or 30 or even whatever, 35, and it fails, well, you still have so much of your career to make
So
the
much of
money
life.
back. You
Yeah.
see what I mean? If you lose 10 grand starting a business or 20 grand starting a business and you're 28 or 32, guess what? You got 2 decades to make money, and you're going to make money in some facet. Don't freak out. You're going to find a way to make money. And it's just like, but it's a lot riskier if you start a new thing at 55 and you were in an industry your whole life and you have no other experience other than that
Right.
one little industry.
100%.
And I see people do that, my dad's age and stuff, some friends of friends of friends, whatever, like, and
They can't transition out of it because that's all they know.
then they get fried
Yeah.
yeah.
on either managing people because they've never managed that many people, or the crazy just differences of this new world they're trying to operate in. And so it's good to take chances early.
I agree.
That's what I would say.
I would say all of us here have taken chances early on,
Totally.
and there's been good and bad within those.
Yeah.
I can spark up another one.
This thing is donezo.
No, I'm pretty lit.
This thing is donezo, son. Here, put it over.
Yeah, I got you.
This is a good sesh, guys.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
All right. Yeah.
What else have we yet to cover? Do we go?
Like we got a lot.
Where are you currently?
So currently I'm in remission, about
Yeah.
2.5 years out. You know, I'm about 35% chance of a reoccurrence happening.
Wow.
So rock on to that. Like I got 3 years left in remission. And
What does that mean exactly? Remission.
so remission means there's no active cancerous cells in my body.
Okay.
Even if I go do a PET scan in a month from now, if they find one cancerous cell, that means I'm back to stage 1. So it's just the way it goes. It's not a bad thing.
How
And
often do you get PET scanned?
my last one was actually 4 weeks ago, and I do it twice a year. Yeah. I actually had to do a CAT scan, and I'm going to get into this really quick. CAT scans and PET scans are both inherently bad, but CAT scans are inherently worse. And if you look up the research on that, it shows how much worse it is.
Just a lot of radiation.
A lot of radiation. The solution you have to intake is completely different. It stays in your body longer. I would like to put it this way: if you're allergic to detergent, right, and I use that specific detergent, and I'm not allergic to it, and you use it, and you break out in hives, right? You're never going to use that detergent again.
Right.
The same goes for this.
Yeah.
It's literally no different. So the CAT scan will actually do more harm to you, and I'm reactive to it more so than the PET scan. And how do I know that? Because in 2022, I had to go get a CAT scan at Johns Hopkins Hospital because I was dealing with, again, symptoms that were probably from cancer, but very, very early on. I was dealing with spleen, pain here in 2022.
Yeah.
And I have all my chart information on this. And I went to the emergency room, told them what was going on. They CAT scanned me. They gave me a mammogram on my my area here. And then they tested my labs. And I was good. And they gave me an IV. Wow. But something happened after that CAT scan. I immediately started having inflammatory responses. So my body was a lot more inflamed. I was feeling inflamed. I felt bloated immediately after.
Do you think it was from the scan itself, the radiation from it, or the dye they had to put in?
I don't know if it was the dye or the actual radiation itself.
Does a PET scan have a dye?
So the PET scan does not have a dye. It has straight up radiation that gets shot into you. And I know that sounds scarier.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Okay, why?
It's just a less harmful thing, and it's in and out of you a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It's not a crazy amount of radiation that they're putting into you. Think about it. You're going into an X-ray already. It's pushing off radiation, right? You're in a CAT scan, you're going to get hit with major radiation plus some sort of solution that is chemically compounded made.
Okay.
And you're breathing that in?
You're not breathing
No,
it
you
in.
get it injected.
You either get it injected or you drink it.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened.
I did not know that.
Yeah, in 2022, I reacted really badly to the CAT scan.
Cow.
And, dude, after that, I told myself I wouldn't do a CAT scan again. Obviously, I had to do a CAT scan again.
Right.
Right? I also didn't understand insurance and how that worked with imaging and what can be covered and what can't be covered. So going through the lymphoma diagnosis, my doctor at the time was like, all right, we got to get you a PET scan to see what stage you are.
Right.
I was like, okay. And I was like, why the PET scan? Can you explain this to me? Why not CAT scan? Why not an MRI? And she's like, oh, well, lymphomas and leukemias only show up on PET scans. It's like, okay, interesting. And I was like, how bad is a PET scan for you? These are just questions I'm asking her, writing down.
Right.
And she's like, the PET scan's actually better for you than a CAT scan. I was like, okay. Gives me the PET scan. I get my staging. Now I'm doing PET scans moving forward. And I did one CAT scan while going through treatment for my head, just to make sure there was nothing going on up there. That didn't really affect me because it was just the head. But after that, coming out and coming into remission, I did 2 PET scans, and then just now I did a CAT scan, and I had an inflammatory response again to the CAT scan.
Wow.
I called the doctor's office, and I told them what happened because I was fighting them for about 3 months prior to get the PET scan approved.
Dude.
And explaining to them, I mean, I told them exactly how I told you guys, how I'm sensitive to detergent. I told them that. And I was like, I want you to know I'm sensitive to detergent. What makes you think I can't be sensitive to this? And like, they're not listening to me.
Yeah.
And
So
Fucked up,
frustrating, bro.
it's very frustrating.
And you couldn't have elected to just override them and say, I'm doing a PET scan?
I cannot, unfortunately, elect to override the insurance company, no.
So annoying.
Yeah.
So crazy.
So sad.
Yeah.
For, you know, for older people out there, it's even harder. And I saw a lot of older people from 60 to 80 who were alone with no family to help them. And
Diagnosed with cancer.
diagnosed with cancers that were serious cancers nonetheless, right? And some of these people aren't even mentally there. And they have no idea how to navigate the healthcare system or the insurance companies and what to do with that. It was so heartbreaking to me to see that. It actually frustrated me so much. And, you know, this system really does need to be redesigned in multiple, like, aspects.
It's unfortunate. I don't think ever will unless there's a mass awakening of everything.
Something,
Yeah. Dude, I could see how it could be a real hell to talk with insurance companies because there's all these calling, you got to wait for them to call you back, whatever. Like so many different steps just to like understand your rights and what you have insured and what's not and all that. And I'm sure the people that don't have the mental energy to call the companies and all that, they're getting injected with everything and
They're just saying yes to whatever.
yeah. And you're actually taking like a slight pause and be like, you know what, let me research this, let me do my own
And I think
diligence.
there's a lot of cancer patients who are just like myself because I met them before that we're all doing the same thing and we're asking questions and we're wanting to know more and we're nitpicking at this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just cancer to us anymore. We want to understand why this is happening to us.
Okay, I got a huge question. Slightly, maybe conspiracy theory. Do you think we have a cure for cancer?
I was going to talk about that earlier, actually.
I do think we have a cure for cancer, possibly, but at the same time, I can't say for sure. And I also don't think that doctors want to entrap people to the system. I don't think doctors are the problem. Are there bad doctors out there? Yes, but I don't think that is the conspiracy that I want to go into, because a lot of people build out the conspiracy that they're doing it for profit and, right, to keep people sick, and this is why the system is coming to this, because doctors are just making a boatload of money, insurance companies making a boatload of money. I really do think it's the system we designed. We've made a conveyor belt system where doctors can't even get to know their patients. They don't even know their lifestyles, who they are. And I'll be honest, patients don't actually work with the doctors, right? We got smokers, drinkers out there. They're going to their doctor. The doctor's like, dude, you got to stop smoking and drinking. You're 330 pounds. What are you doing? Like, and the doctor kind of gets churned off by that and doesn't want to deal with the patient, or basically says, you know what? That patient doesn't care about themselves. Why do I need to care about them? And I've seen and heard from doctors who basically aren't giving up on the patient, but are like, I've tried to talk to them and they aren't changing. And the best thing I can do is just give them my advice, and it sucks. Yeah. And it's like,
I don't think that's a big example of a majority, though. I think the system is still flawed. I don't think that doctors are the people that are the bad guy. I just think their toolbox is extremely limited.
I think the insurance companies.
It's the insurance companies.
Yeah, I think the insurance companies and the actual institution.
Because, dude, there's plenty of good doctors, but they don't have access to natural modalities.
Yeah, like the doctors, I mean, my doctor personally, she would love to implement a lot of different Eastern medicine practices within her, in her institution that she can't because of policies and whatnot, right?
Correct.
So, like, you know, like, I don't know, John Hopkins, what's a good one? Stanford Hospital over here, right? Like, there's all these major institutions that can somehow get into like Eastern medicine, but then are policy driven by administration, and that just completely deters what healthcare is. And I mean, we kind of touched on this earlier with just like the institutions changing, how they give us like crap food and there's no sunlight anymore.
Right.
The administration people are making just as much money as nurses.
Yeah, I think it's really the insurance company like heads, and like I don't really fully know, but I think at the end of the day it's the insurance companies and big pharma.
Big pharma.
If you want to get the best care, like you just said, the insurance companies are going to cover you for the bare minimum. So
another one.
Okay.
Light it up, brother. I love it. So yeah,
I'm
like
good, but
to me, like if you get cancer, you got to be doing hyperbaric chamber. You got to be literally doing all the research, because I think there's countries like Mexico that have some actually really good stem cell type stuff. I know that this is completely different.
All that, yeah.
Turkey. But dude, you got to research to me in all these other countries to find potential other modalities and doctors with other ideas, because you can't just take the face value alone.
Our system's messed up.
Yeah.
100% dude.
So you're only going to get a little out of the system.
And you were talking about
and
earlier.
You need a lot more.
Yeah. I'm going to take a slight left turn. You were talking earlier about the files and all this shit that's come out. I think it's like 10 people that run pretty much the majority of the world. Not even like the mega conglomerates or whatnot.
We don't even need to get into last names or anything. We just say central banking system and how that's become so problematic. And we see how that's trying to be implemented in El Salvador and Venezuela and all the other countries that don't have it.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, dude. I don't know what all... I think our government is smart to a degree, but I think that there's people above them that control.
There's definitely a hierarchy.
Yeah.
It's like it's like 10 families or something.
That's how I feel. Yeah. Crazy.
That's why you got to enjoy your life.
Yep.
This is why you got to enjoy your life, because
100%, dude. I have a reel that's going viral, but almost in a not good reason, because I was talking about how everything going on in the news with the files and ICE and anything, you name it, other countries going on. I was like, look.
And you're a veteran, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and it's like your piece at the end of the day is top tier. If you're getting pissed off and you can't do anything about it, then why are you getting all worked up if like you literally can't move the bar or the lever at all? Like, calm down. Like, your happiness and peace is everything. So I'm always like, if you can't do anything about it, don't let it be in your brain, in your world.
I love that.
But I'm getting extremely roasted by saying I'm extremely inconsiderate, which I'm extremely considerate of everybody, but at the end of the day, you matter the most.
I don't think you should ever take that personally, whatever hate you're getting online, because I don't think they understand it, and
I don't at all.
It's not about being selfish. It's about making sure that you're mentally and physically right, so that way you can go enjoy life.
Those are the variables you can control.
Those are the variables you can control.
And if you why not focus on those over everything else? Everyone wants to focus on other things.
100%.
Other than the things that they can control.
If people focused on those things, they would be nicer to other people.
Yeah.
Dude, life is already tough. Like, why would you make it tougher on yourself by just putting external energy that you don't need in there?
Yeah.
Like, the negative energy.
A lot of these people, instead of for an hour going to the gym, they're going to do an hour of
scrolling or
looking at this incredibly anxiety-ridden news article, or watching this news piece, or even listening to a presidential debate. Like, sure, it's great to know what's happening. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, I've gone to the gym, come back the next day, or gone surfing, come back the next day, you get the bullet points, and guess what? I lived more life, I got more out of it, and I'm healthier, and guess what? I still got the same information.
Yeah, absolutely.
The little political bullet points.
It's funny. I just lit up a second joint right now, right?
Yeah, I love it.
The people that are listening don't even know, because I didn't say anything, but the people on video know, but now they know, so yeah.
So I just lit up a second joint, and people are probably watching this saying, this kid with cancer is smoking right now.
Talk about that.
Right? Like, I'm going to say this. Marijuana is a very, very powerful plant. and there's a lot of benefits to it if you use it properly. Okay. I was young once. I used it improperly, and I was using it for the wrong reasons. I stopped using it for about 6 years prior to treatment because I got, a girl, and, she didn't want me smoking, and I stopped. I listened, and I'm grateful for that. I didn't know what it was like to be high for 6 years.
Right.
It was great. I was drinking a lot during that time because I was coping with that vice now.
Usually the
right.
path.
So I stopped smoking, and I went to alcohol, and I was coping with that vice, and that was like kind of my thing I was doing. But like no one thought of it as like a bad thing, other than probably my fiance, because she saw me at home drinking and playing video games or whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. So like, yeah. Outside of that though, everyone wouldn't have like thought of it as a bad thing. And 100%. Being diagnosed, obviously anxiety, depression kick in like that. And I swear to God, that anxiety and depression I've never felt before like that. Even with all the trauma and things I like dealt with in my life, I never felt that kind of anxiety and depression where you're kind of like, am I going to die? Is this it for me? And I went out because the doctor gave me a prescription for some sort of antidepressant and anti-anxiety, picked up the pills right away. Never taking pills like this before. I was against them. I popped one of each. I woke up probably 4 hours later, and I was more anxiety and depressed than I was prior to taking them.
Oh.
So immediately threw them out.
Wow.
Good
on you, dude.
Had my girl bring me to the store, got marijuana, and I swear to God, that was the game changer for me. The edibles were what I needed to sleep, eat, just not feel pain, and just feel normal. Yeah. Right? I swear to God, that was the best thing for me. And I was able to exercise and do my work and be a functioning human. On those pills, it made me just knock out. I didn't want to do anything. I had no drive. I could feel it internally that like that wasn't me at all.
What kind of pills again was it?
Anti-anxiety and anti-depression.
Yeah, like Klonopin or something.
Xanax, something along those lines.
Dude, yeah.
And I was against them, dude.
Hydrocodones, those things are terrible.
Well, when you look at like the system, right, outside of like healthcare, look at like mental health and the system there. How many friends have you guys had that have gone to rehab? I've had a lot, and I know people who have gone, and it's sad because they're entrapped to the system now, and some of them have gotten better, but a lot of them have also just been in the same spot.
Yeah.
Not growing.
Yeah. Dude, opioids are a humongous problem. It's bad.
Very
dude,
problem.
I think cannabis is a great medicine, but it's really all about discipline and when.
How you're using it.
Yeah. And dude, like if you're under the age of 25, it does show that it can mess with gray matter in your brain. So I always say younger men, younger women don't.
Yeah.
Like if you can restrain till 25 or older, I think that's a smart decision.
I think that's a very smart decision.
Do it a little less, or
Yeah.
Yeah. If you.
But it's really all about discipline because someone, I feel like even a cancer patient or whatnot can smoke themselves to the couch, and just be knocked out. But you used it in a way that it sounds like you got to a point where you were functional and normal again, and that's what you rode instead of going heavy on it.
Exactly. And people need to understand what their limits are, right? That's super important. Understand that if you have obligations or priorities throughout the day, maybe don't smoke.
Yeah.
It's very simple, right?
Yeah. Dude, that's how I use it is a few times a week at nighttime.
You can use it as a reward.
A few hours before bed.
That's me. Yeah.
I'm here sitting with you guys on a podcast, right? I'm optimized on my health right now. I'm going to smoke a J.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot, right? I'm not telling people not to go out and not smoke a J with their boys once in a while. That's not going to be what gets you.
Right. Right, exactly. Yeah, right. Dude, it really is all about balance. You just have to be disciplined. a lot of people,
Totally.
yeah, don't have the discipline around it. And I've been on the way other side of the fence where I was in the cannabis industry after the Marine Corps and bartending. And dude, I went way too heavy, way too stoner, recreational. Like it was like way too much. It was, it was way too
Moderation,
much.
bro.
Yep. And then
Gotta be
now
careful.
going through my extreme like health journey.
This
I'm
is
just-
a Cam Cannon. Sorry.
That's okay. Going through my extreme health journey, it's like, okay, now I'm, pendulum swung to the other side. I still enjoy it though. And I still like.
I think if you're diagnosed with a serious illness like cancer, instead of trying antidepressants that have so many side effects and anti-anxieties that have so many side effects on top of the chemotherapy that you're going to be doing, I would really consider people to like look into marijuana, research it, understand CBN, CBG, CGN, and the importance of all these terpenoids that are inside of it.
Cannabinoids, yeah.
Yeah, and the cannabinoids, all of it, like super important. Like the terpenes and everything are healing alone that not a lot of people know about. And
so yeah, what you were just speaking about is CPG, CBN. These are different cannabinoids that the main one that everyone knows is THC, which is the psychoactive part, but there's a lot of healing properties in a lot of other cannabinoids. And so you want to have, if you can, which is nice, going to a state that has recreational or medical stuff, you can see different types of terpene profiles and cannabinoids. They're really trying to go up to THC. Unfortunately, with rec medical, it's a little bit better. You can have a 1-to-1 ratio of, let's say, THC to CBD, so it's a lot more balanced and chill. Damn, this one has like a glass tip and everything. Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
nice.
Pretty primo.
I had a cannabis podcast back in the day, so I'm a nerd about it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I was going to say, you sound pretty knowledgeable on it.
Yeah, dude, I actually really enjoy growing the plant.
Okay.
It's sick, dude. It's a really beautiful plant to grow, and it's finicky.
I would say if people have the ability to grow their own plant, they should. To have that at your own like convenience, super nice.
Yeah, it's so cool. Well, and that's another reason why California is amazing, because the outdoor sun is perfect, and the coastal breeze is like really good for weed, because basically the 6 months out of the year that it's growing, it doesn't rain, which is great for mold prevention and all that.
Wow.
So
yeah, and I would say a lot of people I've met within the cancer community, especially younger people, they're not actively using it, which is okay, totally fine. But I would say that I feel there's a lot of people out there who are taking other things that are probably just as harmful. I know I tell a lot of people that I meet through like Cancer Buddy, which is an app where cancer patients can actually meet, through the app. It's almost like Tinder in a way, or Bumble, and you kind of can swipe right, swipe left on that patient and see if they fit or match like the same disease or illness as you, and maybe have the same interest in life, right? So you can kind of meet someone and relate with someone who's going through the same thing as you.
Wow.
And everyone that I meet or talk through through there, I immediately tell them before going to any big pharma pills, start with marijuana. It's a super healing plant, and it's been around for God knows how long.
Way longer than the pills.
Yeah, way longer than the pills.
Probably like 10,000 years longer than the pills or more.
Yeah, the Perk 30s. Yeah.
All right, it's insane. Thanks, bro.
Dude, I'm thankful I'm
Honestly,
not done.
I think I might be good.
I'm not done like any opioids in my life, really.
I've never done any opioids.
And dude, like the couple of times I've had them for surgery, bro, it's such a weird feeling. It's such like a crazy feeling.
I didn't even, for me, honestly, when the surgeries happened, I tried to just block out the noise of what was being put in me. And I really, really, really tried to just ignore the feeling, because I just said I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I know I have an addictive personality, and I've heard athletes, I've heard other people who have gotten into surgery and then got hooked on these drugs after, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, dude,
I've heard that a lot.
That's the
There's a
entirety
lot
of Oxycontin.
yeah, like Oxycontin was horrible back in the day. Yeah.
You'd have a car crash, do a surgery, they'd give you like 80 Oxycontin.
Wow.
Because back then they were getting, like we were talking about, like a lot of kickbacks for,
Yeah. That was that Florida like trap. Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then they were addicted to, they didn't realize it, heroin. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you go from one thing to the next
and then
real
the
quick.
cheapest thing on the market becomes heroin and not the pills.
Wow.
And then you're doing heroin. And you were probably like an average person working an average job. You could have been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot of that.
It is a lot of that.
There's that documentary about that on Netflix, I believe. The Oxycontin whole
It's crazy.
kind of story and the unraveling. And even though in the tests they saw the company, sorry, here,
No, you're okay.
I'm holding this thing like a mic. They saw that it was bad, you know, in the tests. Like there was like terrible qualities and withdrawals and all this terrible stuff associated with it.
They kept running it.
And they just like paid off the researchers or whatever, classic,
To not publish it.
to get the things approved, to have it FDA approved.
Wow.
And then they
Do you know how chemo was
pumped
made?
the shit out of it.
What's that?
Do you know how chemo was made?
No clue.
How?
It started from mustard gas.
What?
Crazy.
And how did they?
Like, they needed to start testing it, and they started with mustard gas. They realized that mustard gas can kill, like, damaged cells, and then they started to, like, build on it.
Just deconstruct it, compound by compound.
Yeah.
What is the medicine or whatnot of chemo? Like, what is that?
So I went through RCHOP, which is a particular lymphoma treatment. So there's multiple different abbreviations. So that means it's like Rituxan. I forgot what the O is. The P is for prednisone. And the C is like cyoxide or something along those lines.
So there's a few different ones.
Yeah, and within that RCHOP, right, like each letter is a medicine that I'm getting. So when you're going through treatment, it starts with the Benadryl. That's what gets administered into you to get you a little sleepy, make you not feel as much, and make sure that you don't have any immune reactions.
Yeah.
So me personally, I was a Benadryl baby, and if you don't know what I mean by that is I was allergic to everything. I was sensitive to everything. I could get bit by mosquitoes in Florida where my grandparents lived in Cape Coral, and I would have to be driven to the emergency room.
Wow.
Because I would just, like, swell up. I don't know. Like, it was crazy. Like,
So you took a lot of Benadryl growing up?
yeah, my mom also gave me a lot of Benadryl. I don't fault her for it, but she gave me a lot of Benadryl. She probably didn't know better.
And it's not good to do too much Benadryl?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to take a little bit for...
Honestly, that was one thing I haven't gone and looked at.
Sometimes
the
you
side
get
effects for.
hives or something.
Hives, absolutely, yeah.
You ever had
Yeah,
that
but
growing up?
yeah. No, I didn't. I don't think so.
You
But I've
never
had
took
to
much
take-
Benadryl?
Not much. No. So,
I mean, I would say
but dude, I know
once
like
every couple months I would take Benadryl growing up. I don't know if that's
I had a lot of
bad or
Zyrtec
not.
for springtime
Zyrtec,
allergies.
yeah.
Oh, dude, one time I kind of got addicted to the nasal one
Oh, yeah.
where I just loved it was clearing my
Clearing
nostrils so
nostrils, yeah.
much.
You just breathe in fresh air.
I like got better. I like got better and then
Yeah.
kept on it for a couple of days. And then I was
Flonase or
like, wait,
whatever?
I got to get off this stuff.
hooked on the Flonase.
Bro, I
That's
was
so
hooked
funny.
on Flonase.
That's
But
so
yeah,
funny.
I was like mentally, I was like, this can't be good for me just to always do.
No.
So,
Yeah,
but
I
it
mean, if we
clears
go
you out,
if we
like,
go and look at the side effects of these things, right? I'm sure there's a lot of things there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's also the
It's just
dose too. It's like
chemicals.
if you're doing it for a long time, that's not good. But every now and then,
Yeah. Just like everything. Your body can tolerate
yeah,
a
your
lot.
body's very
A
resilient.
lot of little shit. But if it has, something a lot, like a little thing a lot,
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good.
little toxin every day,
Yep.
that's what's going to fuck you, I think.
100%. Yeah. So okay. So it's these five
It's
different
five.
medications.
It's these
and
five
then-
combinations
then
of
what?
medicines that get administered into you in one shot.
Wow.
So you're sitting there for depends on again the treatment, but for some people it could be 45 minutes. Some people it could be 3 hours. Some people it could be
Jeez.
10 hours.
So you're sitting there in a hospital bed, and you got the IV drip.
So
Next
for
to you.
me, my situation was a little bit different. I went to Virginia Cancer Specialist, great institution in Virginia, Northern Virginia nonetheless. And, it was about an hour and 30-minute drive for me to go over there and get chemo. I didn't want to go with a standard hospital because I felt it was too institutionalized. The Virginia Cancer Specialist is basically like private, a little bit more like not so institutionalized. They're not like as big as like Johns Hopkins or Sibley or Memorial Sloan and all these other hospitals. They made it feel a little bit more comfortable. You're with other people. I kind of wanted that experience to be with others. I didn't want to be in my own room and secluded.
Interesting. So what is that like, being with others? Like, how many other patients?
So, like, there could have been, like, 30 patients on the floor getting chemo at once.
Wow.
Yeah, and, like, that to me, it made me think about, like, hospitals in the past.
Okay.
Right? When hospitals in the past, like, they would have to work on you with other people around you nonetheless. Like, you didn't have private rooms.
It was kind of open room setup.
Yeah, like, it was open room setup. And, like, that makes you what? Makes you have to socialize.
Yeah.
Makes you have to communicate.
Yeah.
And I was able to see and I was able to watch. I was able to learn and take in, like, what was happening to that person, maybe what they were drinking, what they were eating. Just kind of, like, I started to think about it differently, like, before I went into all this and before I chose my hospital that I wanted to go to. And, like, every other major institution that I went to was, like, oh, you get a private room and, like, you're on your own, you get TV, and, like, that's nice and all. Or, like, if I went to Memorial Sloan, I could have been looking over the East River or overlooking the city. That would have been really cool, right? But I didn't want that because I just felt like a number.
I feel that a lot.
Here, I didn't feel like a number. They actually, like, got to know me. My doctor was so sweet. Like, really learned more about me, asked questions. Like, she knows so much about my life. She knows I smoke marijuana, guys. Like, it's like, we're best friends, and we're totally cool, and we have a very understanding relationship.
Yeah.
And I thank her and God every day for keeping me alive.
Wow.
Something that I'll owe her for life.
Yeah.
But she was the best one I went to out of 5 different institutions. At Memorial Sloan, the doctor basically asked me why I'm here and why I drove 5 hours
Wow.
to meet with him. And that's a real story. It's pretty messed up.
Instead of just going to somewhere closer?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah. But, like, she didn't understand that, like, I was going somewhere closer. I was going to one of the best major institutions in the country, Johns Hopkins. And I was being neglected. So my trust was little to none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just blew that out of the water. Or they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in her eyes, she's probably like, what's the difference? Why would you drive 5 hours?
Why would you drive 5 hours?
Why would you waste your time? She's probably thinking.
100%.
For you, it's just like...
I'm trying to understand where I want to be in this
Right.
journey of my life and be comfortable.
Right, and each place is so different.
Like, what happens if I was to die and I have to go on hospice? My family wasn't going to be able to come down to Maryland and take care of me the way they needed to. That would have been hard. They have other priorities and other obligations in their own life. You know?
Yeah, brutal.
So,
That's crazy.
like, within that, like, to have a doctor who's being rude to you right off the bat, it's, like, kind of concerning and unsettling. And that just re-signified my trust issues with doctors and institutions. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying these doctors are trying to make us sick. I'm just saying the system by design is messed up, and you shouldn't be trusting everything you hear just because there's a fancy certificate behind their names. And you should be questioning everything that you're doing in your life, especially a major treatment that you're going to go through.
100%.
And it's not just a black and white disease.
Agreed. Dude, what are, like, going forward, what, I know you're going to be an inspiration for others, but do you plan on doing anything specific to the community and just giving back, or just, like, just inspiring others how you are on social media and stuff? Like, what does it look like for you?
Yeah, so moving forward, I'm still going to continue my journey with endurance sports and endurance training and just outdoor activities. I'm not going to stop that. That's going to be me for the rest of my life. But in regards to giving back, I was always a philanthropic guy. I was a volunteer firefighter for 8 years, like I said. I was the philanthropy chair in college for my fraternity. I love that. I love going on cancer walks. And moving forward, now that I'm working with cancer organizations like First Descent, which is an outdoor activity company for cancer patients and MS patients across the country, that will actually fly people out to Colorado, Arizona, Utah for free who might have dealt with an illness or are currently dealing with an illness, and put them on whitewater rafting, go hiking, do skills development.
Wow.
Some of the coolest stuff that you guys could do. And for me, in my process of being in the hospital and getting, methotrexate treatment, I just wanted to be in the mountains and be where I knew I was happy, which was up high, by the water, in the woods. And I made sure to follow that path, and I'm going to continue to follow that path. And, truly for me, First Descent means so much to me because my whole life is going to revolve around being outdoors and outdoor activities and challenging yourself. And, I'm doing Leadville 100 on behalf of them.
So wild.
Because I'm going to raise $30,000,
Wow.
Amazing.
For this organization to help others and show them the light through nature,
So
nutrition,
cool,
exercise.
yeah.
And I truly think that's the way. And I just absolutely love what they're doing. And I can't wait to get out to Leadville and actually challenge myself out there in a terrain that's so brutal and hard. I just know it's going to break me mentally, but I know I'm going to come out on the other side so much stronger after, and I'm excited for that. It's going to be quite the journey.
That's me sick, bro. Where can people follow along with your journey?
So they can follow along at Craig Cast. That's my handle on TikTok and Instagram. I also have a YouTube page that I just started, and you can check that out as well. It's Craig Casterella. But another thing I really want to touch on is Cancer Buddy. Love that organization, and the Bone Marrow and Cancer Foundation. I'm also going to be running the New York City Half Marathon in March. Nice. I'm looking to raise $1,000 for the Bone Marrow and Cancer Foundation. What they do, they actually help cancer patients get housing across the country. So if they are looking for a doctor in California and they need to get an Airbnb for the week to go visit that doctor, that is what the Bone Marrow and Cancer Foundation can do for them. So if you're looking to donate for that, that will also be in my link and my handle, and would greatly appreciate that as well. It's just a small one for $1,000, so $5 does go a long way, guys. Would really appreciate that. Just don't buy a soda or a sandwich tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes.
That's an easy,
Dude, that's awesome.
Easy.
Fasting is great. It's in the Bible. You guys should read about that as well.
I need to fast.
Skip lunch, send him 5.
Yeah, 75.
Yeah.
I love it.
I need to do a fast, honestly.
Austin could skip one of his 6 meals from tomorrow.
Yeah. Might be tough. I'm flying tomorrow, so I won't have many. But
I'm just kidding, man.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, thank you so much, bro.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
You guys are great dudes.
It's been super
Dude,
fun, bro.
likewise.
Move
It
here,
was
man.
Super cool to hear
I
your
need
story, and you need
Yeah,
to
move
move out.
here,
Need to
bro.
figure something out.
Gang, gang.
The boss.